Yeah. Delay. She doing tricks, seduce, delay. I walk and I don't have to pay, delay. I'll spin the nigga like it's made, delay. I need the money, delay. I need the money, delay. Hey, yeah, I'm a saint, but I came in the game and got heavy ranks. And the shots to your face, I ain't talking drinks. And the test to your gun, I got hanky paint. Delay. Then she went to Kiki. You know we get freaky, we going for 3-piece. Butterfly doors in the air like a 6-feet. Wings, king, got the rings. Fuck you mean? Snap his fingers in the scene. Dots with the lean, gun got a hit record, watch it sing. Daytona gloves and I leave it pristine. Most points score, yeah, I'm going Kareem. Polo sheets, polo dreams. Yeah, delay.
Yo. Mic test.
Yes, sir.
The chat loading up. It's the chat loading up, baby.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Uh-oh, here we go. What you did now, bro?
I don't know how that ultimate hit me, but okay.
Look at this dude, bro. Yeah, go ahead and rage. But yeah, man. This is Late Takes, episode 54. I'm your host, Saint. Of course, we got the panel in here, Sensei J. Kiki the Don, Mafia Quad.
Yes, sir.
Should have that boy Tyrek joining in a little bit later. He leaving the store, you feel me? Before we even get into the show, I know this is like a special episode. It's really just gonna be non-spoiler review talk of Spider-Man Brand New Day, and then we'll get into the spoiler talk. Or we could do our film rankings first before that, and then the spoiler talk at the end to save some people some time. I'm guessing it's for if you want to pause the video and go back to it after you watch the film, for people that watch the playback. You feel me? Yeah, and kind of like some church announcements and stuff. Kiki, any update on the album, my brother?
Yes, sir. We going back next week to record them last 2 tracks.
Yes, sir. J. Any streams, anything playing?
Nope, not in particular. I've just been busy with work and personal stuff recently.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. Mafia, what you got for me, player? Any reviews for movie guys coming up? What you looking forward to? Any indie films out right now?
Actually, what's it called? I saw Pinocchio on Strong. Well, we talked about that. But yeah, we talked about that last Delayed Takes. I saw Pinocchio on Strong, Motor City, A Haunted Heist, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna see some movie tomorrow. I mean Tuesday. I can't remember what it was, but some new movie, a little obscure.
Did you talk about Haunted Heist on movie guys?
No, that was Delayed Takes we talked
Delayed
about.
Takes. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, that.
Matter of fact, I left Delayed Takes so I could go see that.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. What was it? Ass? Was it 2B material? Because that's what it looked like on the poster.
It was. It's like a poor man's The Blackening.
Oh Jesus, that's not good. That is not good. Shit. I'm gonna just say this now. It's not official yet, but I've been wanting to spice up things for this podcast. At first, it wasn't. I didn't have enough time to do a weekly pod, but I sat there and thought about it. I think I can make some wiggle room to for sure keep this bi-weekly, but I want to do another format to where. How's that pause? Wait a minute. What did I say was crazy? Okay. I want to do a format to where the bi-weekly show, like the regular pods, would be reviews. Whether it's shows we're watching, definitely want to keep the spoiler talks in there and whatnot. And movies, of course. And then if there's some news topics that's worth talking about, then yeah, we can definitely talk about it. Which I just thought about something. We're not even going to like dwell into it too much. We're just gonna have a moment of silence. But before that, yeah, I want to introduce a weekly pod of us picking one movie, whether it's good or bad, critiquing it or roasting it in a sense. And it don't even have to be one that like we all have to watch. Like I would want everybody else on this panel to watch it, but it could be something like, the first movie I thought of was Hoko 3, where I'm like, that's something where you don't even need to really rewatch it. I can watch it personally and like give like the cliff notes and everything and run down the script and talk about it. But everybody in this panel has seen that movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like it can be something like that, or slowly introduce some newer movies that are out. If it's gonna warrant you the viewers wanting to watch that and listen to that. Hold on. What up, guys? Are y'all going with a live stream this all the time? And also, is there an after dark tonight? I think if there's a weapon wheel tonight, then there'll be an after dark. I don't know if I'll be in there, but yeah, it should be one tonight. I don't think, did BG cancel the pod or am I tripping?
Let me check.
He hasn't canceled it so far.
Then it should be an after dark tonight. So y'all should get it sometime Monday or Tuesday. And yeah, we live stream all the time, bro. We won't do it at this time. We wouldn't do it at this time. Sunday just happened to be Saturday everybody was busy. It was kind of a last minute thing. But yeah, Sunday we won't do it all the time. Only unless like we need be or something like schedule changes, then yeah, we'll do Sunday. But we just all happen to be free, and able to just do the pod. You feel me? But yeah, that's just a little format I'm thinking of. If people are interested, if y'all fucking with it, definitely comment below or let us know on the Spotify comment section and whatnot. And yeah, Kiki, my boy.
Yes, sir.
This wasn't a topic because we don't have no topics today. It's just strictly Spider-Man. But I just want to have a moment of silence and possibly bringing some lashes to Kevin Feige, if need be. Blade is officially dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just leave it at that. That shit dead. Yeah, we're talking Spider-Man Brand New Day. We're just gonna dive straight into it. We did have a moment of silence for Blade, but we're not even gonna get into that. We just think Kevin Feige should be
We're gonna assassinate Kevin Feige, or
I mean, something, bro. A firing squad. Something needs to be done.
Hey, look, Tarek, I got a duffel bag full of money for you. That's all I'm gonna say.
We'll discuss it later.
Yeah. You know. In GTA, of course. Yes, brand new day. We've all seen it. I'm gonna let y'all go in first, bro. Who wanna pause? Who wanna talk about the movie? Who want to give their review first, man?
I'll go first. I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan here, though. I like Spider-Man, but I'm not like to the level of I believe like Beyonce or Saint. Uh, I gave it 8 out of 10. Are we doing spoilers now or not?
No, we're gonna say that for last.
Okay. Uh, I thought it was a good movie. My issue is I felt like there was too many people in the movie. The same problem that Spider-Man 3 had, where you just had too many people. I just feel like there was just so much characters and they didn't have time to breathe because you're going to the MJ storyline with Ned, then you have the Punisher thing going in the background, then you have the main antagonist, and then there's another antagonist that you kind of find out later about. And I'm like, the movie's 2 hours 25 minutes. So I would actually prefer the movie was longer to flesh out more of the storylines. I just felt like we were just hopping back and forth too much. We didn't even give like Peter's even like dilemma time to breathe separate because he goes through some changes in this movie. If you watch like the original animated series, you kind of know what's happening. And I'm like, I wish that kind of had got more fleshed out. I just felt like there were so many converging plot lines that none of the original like plot lines really got their time to kind of breathe. The action was good in the movie. I'll give them that. Like some of the best fighting scenes I've seen from the Tom Holland film. It's definitely better than the 3 original ones he did. Iron Spider, whatever the fuck you want to call those first 3 movies. This actually felt like a Spider-Man movie. But if you have to relate it to the other Spider-Man movies, I'm still putting Spider-Man 2 and 1 over it. And I think it's on a level of like the Amazing Spider-Man 1, like which some people might think
hell no.
I personally do not hate that movie as much as people did.
Facts.
I just felt like this movie wasn't, but people saying, "Oh, this is the best Spider-Man movie ever." I'm like, no.
It's okay. So this is not to cut you off. It's from a lifelong Spider-Man fan. I don't really necessarily hate the Amazing Spider-Man either. I think it's decent. I think it's decent for what it is. It's decent, but there's definitely some things in there that's just and I also feel like it kind of came out too soon, and it didn't really. It came out too soon for one, and then 2, I also felt like they was kind of treading old ground. Like I've always said that with the Amazing Spider-Man 1, right? If they would have just made him like an established, you could have kept Elizabeth the main villain, whatever, cool. They had made him an established Spider-Man. You could even have him be a full ass adult or still in college, whichever one worked for you. Because Andrew Garfield, I feel like Andrew Garfield, like I personally don't have a problem with any of the Spider-Man actors, but I feel like Andrew Garfield, like, nah, he was fine in my book. But I feel like you gave him, instead of trying to redo the origin and all that stuff, if you would have gave him a proper established Spider-Man, we would be having a totally different conversation about that movie.
That's true.
That's right, Spider-Man.
I agree with that. But that's the thing. I feel like studios are kind of gone away from, we need to have an origin story for all the established heroes. Like, I'm glad Batman didn't redo it. Like,
I think if you're a character that's had multiple movies and the general public kind of has an idea about you, they're not going to give you a origin story, which is great.
Which is great that they finally kind of learned from that lesson, because some characters like, how much time do we see Uncle Ben die? Like, I'm not trying to see that shit 50 times. Like, I'm not trying to see Bruce's parents get murked in the hallway or alleyway like 30 times.
Especially when Uncle Ben's deaths just keep getting worse and worse.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I feel like they erased Uncle Ben from Tom Holland's character. Like, he's
it's not that they erased him. I don't think he exists in the MCU. Like, at least now, I think when they were doing like Homecoming and even Civil War, and I guess Far From Good, they had little sprinkle references to Uncle Ben, but I think when they decided, we just gonna make this, in Kevin Feige's words, we just gonna make this like Spider-Man 1, but just stretched out across 3 movies. That's when they was like, well, if we're gonna do that, then we need to kind of make Aunt May his Uncle Ben in a sense. Now, I'm sure that's not what they really thought. I mean, that's just not what they really said in that meeting room, but I'm sure there was like, okay, well, if we do that, then we got to do this.
Yeah, but I mean, like, kind of wrap my thoughts up. I thought it was still a good movie. I give it 8 out of 10. I don't know what people are saying. It's just a 10 out of 10. I can see 8.5, maybe a 9 if you were like a big fan. But I'm not putting this like anywhere in the top 5 of Spider-Man movies, including the Amazing Spider, like the animated stuff. I feel like if they had kind of focused, if they got rid of some of the characters and kind of focused in on some of the other ones, I feel like this would have been a better movie. The movie doesn't really have a true villain. It does and it doesn't. But I feel like if they actually gave him a villain that was actually like evil or like, was a dickhead or something, like I feel like that would have been a lot better. I feel like
that's my issue with the film, because when I put it compared to the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, and I'll get to the rankings when we get to that, but when I compared this Spider-Man 1 alone, you have Green Goblin, one of the most iconic super villains of all time, let alone in film history. And with this one, the villain is weak. Like there's antagonists in the film that aren't weak, but there's a villain in there where I'm like, this nigga was useless.
I also think that's just because the way the MCU low key is kind of like not set itself up, but the way it's set up now is they kind of somewhat want every villain that they do somewhat sympathetic instead of making them like, nah, this nigga is just evil.
Yeah, they have been doing that shit lately.
I mean, Spider-Man villains do have like, it's like Batman villains. Like,
I mean, Spider-Man does. I'm not saying that Spider-Man doesn't, but like
compared to the game, Doc Ock, don't get me wrong, it was sympathetic, but with the shit he did, he was on a villain level, and
he had a change. And I think that's the thing with his other villain, and that's a problem I have with Tom Holland movies. Like, all his villains just seem very, very like, oh, one movie, we're never gonna address it again, and that's how most MCU movies are like. But I feel like with Spider-Man, you kind of have to keep those villains reoccurring in a sense. And I just feel like from the Vulture to Mysterio, and then the third movie was, oh, let's bring everyone nostalgia bait. And then we went from nostalgia bait to not really having a villain again. And I'm like, I really feel like if they're going to reintroduce the Spider-Man, redo his origin, because what they're doing is redoing his origin. Like, let's say, let's call it a buck. They said, fuck, the first 3 movies felt like Iron Spider, and we had to get him back to being Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, that was the whole, that was like No Way Home was pretty much like a quote-unquote soft reboot, if you want to call it that.
It was literally like, hey, we need some way to set this up again so we can do Spider-Man like the right way again. And I just feel like the first movie bringing him back, you should have brought like a iconic villain. And I understand why you couldn't bring like Green Goblin and they just use them, but you couldn't, like, Oscorp doesn't exist in this MCU at all yet. I do think they're going to bring that in with when Doomsday or Battle World, whatever the fuck they do with that
Secret
movie.
Wars.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to have to taking Oscorp in, because a lot of the reason why I feel like they didn't have, because Sony had the rights and stuff like that. So now that he has a lot of other villains that are like were held up, I think, with Fox too. So I feel like once him and X-Men kind of like get like reacclimated to the universe, then we'll see more of like, team ups that make sense. Because I feel like the team up in this movie did not make any fucking sense at all. Like, and people know the Punishers in the movie.
You don't think? It's not really a spoiler because we trailer, but you don't think Spider-Man and Punisher, you don't think that team up makes sense?
In this movie, it was just too, like, it's like they had history. Obviously, they worked together in the past. So they keep mentioning that Staten Island shit, and no one knows what the fuck that really means. Like, it's like the Budapest thing.
Same thing
with Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Yeah.
That's literally what they were trying to reference.
But for them, we kind of could infer what happened. This one, I'm like, all right, how did this relationship occur? And I felt like that's what they probably should have used the Punisher show for, to kind of have him and Spidey interact, and then now we have like a base. Okay, what the reaction is like. I feel like the audience is like taking like a wild guess. I'm like, okay, this is what because their relationship in the comics and the show is contentious. Like this one, it felt like they were more like jovial to me. Like Frank wasn't really seriously gonna hurt him, But in the comics and shit, he has tried to like hurt Spider-Man before. Like I don't feel like in this whole fucking movie that Frank was ever gonna like really be a threat.
I think that's just because the MCU has kind of like, I don't want to say they've changed changed the Punisher's character, but they've definitely like they've kind of like, I guess change is the right word, but they've changed it. I feel like in sometimes it works and sometimes it don't work.
Right.
Yeah, I understand why they changed it because and especially in the political climate, the type of people that would take the Punisher like actual character will run with it. Like I see why they kind of like, oh, we gotta kind of back off some stuff because remember people were doing that Blue Lives Matter shit with the skull, the Punisher skull. So I understand why they kind of took some stuff away because of the political heat, especially the last 5 or 6 years, like doing that shit now is crazy because you have people like, oh, I'm the Punisher and start killing immigrants and shit. So I'm just saying I see why they kind of had to adjust the character a bit. I just felt like I wish they focused more on that relationship throughout the movie. I just feel like Punisher was there, then he was gone. Then he was back, then he was gone. It's like keep him in the fucking movie. Like I hate when they kept cutting. I felt like if they had focused more on their relationship and
but I feel like they did that intentionally because if they had kept him in the movie, and I don't know this for sure, I feel like you would have had them people that was like, oh, Spider-Man's still teaming up with people and he's still doing it the whole movie.
But it makes sense for him to team with the Punisher. The Punisher, like, it's historically in his city, so I felt like that made sense. Versus Iron Man and remember he was traveling the first Tom Holland movies. He was like all over the place. Except for the first one, he was like, "Oh, I'm going here, I'm here, I'm here." Like the Far From Home. I love Far From Home. I think it's the best out of the three. He was in fucking Europe. Like he wasn't even in New York at that point. So to me, I'm like, it makes sense for Frank to be there or Daredevil or something like that. Which I'm like, I felt like they had a lot. This movie could have been a lot better if they kind of thought out the characters that should have been in this movie. I just felt like a lot of these characters dropped in for the sake of, oh man, we need to put these people in here so people know they still exist. But that's all my thoughts for now. So y'all can go on.
What's your rating?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. I'll go ahead and go next then. I didn't write any notes for this, so this is straight off the dome, man. I was with Tyrek on it not being better than the last the first two Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. But then I sat there and thought about it. The only thing it doesn't beat that movie is the villain, because I think Green Goblin just isn't matched. The closest you got is Doc Ock. But I feel like this movie visually is the best looking Spider-Man film.
Agreed.
Even over the Amazing Spider-Man films. I think the music, the licensed music and the soundtrack, the score itself, on point, one of the best. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the same composer that did the Fantastic Four first steps. I could be wrong.
It's the same dude that they've been having, Michael, whatever his last name is. Starts with G.
Michael. I think the action is arguably some of the best we've seen in the Spider-Man film. Just let alone the one-for-one shots from the video game.
It ain't no argument. It is.
Don't get me wrong. The fights on the subway with Doc Ock and Spider-Man is iconic and it's like a masterpiece. That's a 10 out of 10 film to me. But
it's iconic, but I just feel like visually these fights were better.
Yeah.
And that's not this. I think people, when we hear the term "this is better than this," we tend to think that the thing just use an example. That's like if somebody was to say, "Oh, I think the train." I'll even use Raimi for example. That's like somebody saying, "Oh, I think the train fight is better than the final fight in Spider-Man 1." They be feeling like, "Oh, that means you shitting on the final fight of Spider-Man 1." No, it just means
it's just objectively it's better.
It's just things that I think just what I like. Well, my bad, because I kind of cut you off.
Nah, yeah, the fights. I just think they're just overall better than probably all of the films, if I'm being honest. And emotionally, this movie has a tone that's, I think, done well, way better, and shows the mental state of Peter being like a depressed like adult. You know what I mean? Like he's going through some shit. And don't get me wrong, Spider-Man 2 shows that, but I don't think Spider-Man 1 really showed that much.
Well, that's because in
And
Spider-Man
amazing
1,
and the
you
amazing
know,
Spider-Man films don't show it either. Like it's just
well, that's only because in Spider-Man 1, he's starting out. So there's still that fun.
no, I
There's
get
still,
it. It's an origin story. It's
yeah,
fun.
there's still that, like in Spider-Man 1, there's still that fun factor to it. There's still that fun factor for him.
No,
Like,
there is. And in this film, I think it's a more serious film, and
mm-hmm.
it does the comedic timing right. It doesn't feel like the cheesy MCU formula where they just force a comedic scene in every fucking moment. And the Sam Raimi films, yeah, they're campy and it has that perfect balance of like the '90s animated feel. And I think this one does the same thing, but better emotionally. Um,
Yeah.
I went in. I saw this movie twice. I saw it first at the fan event on Thursday, and I said 8 out of 10 because I was underwhelmed. Um, and I didn't know what it was at first, but I walked out the theater and I was just like, that end. Like the ending was great, but the I guess you could say the final fight was underwhelming in that end because I compared it to Green Goblin and Doc Ock. I'm like, damn, that's one thing they could have done better or something. Like they could have done something with that. But the action didn't disappoint. So I was like, I guess that
But I also think that's just because, like how he said, there's no quote unquote.
there's antagonists in
Yeah,
this,
there isn't, but there's no like quote
but the
unquote.
villain itself
Yeah.
didn't get enough screen time, in my opinion, enough
Oh no,
backstory
he definitely didn't.
or
Yeah,
flash.
imagine Dark Knight and the Joker is like not in the movie. Like, just imagine like not having that villain for that movie. Like the Joker's like the Joker's like in the background. The whole movie you don't really see him on screen. That's why I'm like, you got like, these superhero movies are carried by
all the superhero movies you chose.
But I like that with this movie they didn't. And this is something that Larry said, and we got on his ass about it. Pause. When he was like, "Oh, there's too many characters." I think they juggled the characters balance throughout the film right, as far as Frank, Hulk, which this is arguably the best Hulk we've got in the MCU. I don't care if it's a hot take. Outside of Avengers 1, of course, I just think this was like the Hulk I've been waiting for since like 03. Like Incredible Hulk. But I think they balanced those characters out, and I'm glad that a villain didn't drown out Peter as the main. Because when you look at Dark Knight, and I've always said this complaint, and I don't care what other people say, it's a Joker movie. It's not really a Batman movie, and I've always hated that. And I love the movie. Don't get me wrong, but Batman gets overpowered.
Most Batman movies are usually headlined by the villains because everyone knows what Batman brings. But if you think about it, like even going back to the Michael Keaton one, like yes, Batman's in the movie, but
there's a balance with that one.
Yeah, there's a balance with that one though. Like
I feel like people always remember the villains from Batman more because everyone knows
that's because Batman just has a great rose gallery overall. Like I'm being honest,
he does, but I don't feel like he drowned out in that movie. I don't feel like the Penguin drowned him out in that movie. I just felt like
Two-Face.
Now the Riddler, Two-Face, that shit overshadowed that Batman, and I just recently had watched that.
But I don't think that's really because of Batman himself. I think that was
a director issue.
That was just I can't even really fully blame Joel Schumacher for that. I really blame Warner Brothers for that. If I'm being honest with you.
Either way, that film that's an example that I'm glad Spider-Man didn't go that route with. You know what I mean? But after that first watch, I gave the film an 8 out of 10 because I'll just say there's a group that Spider-Man interacts with where I just look at the history between that group where I'm like, are you stupid? Like, why are you trusting this group? That doesn't make any fucking sense. I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
The opposite of your foot. Are you talking about them?
It was
No, I
a
think he's
combination
talking
of that and the group that
DC. He's talking about
Oh,
DC.
okay. See, that's my thing too. It's like I feel like they forgot about certain plot points from previous shows and movies. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
like
But
Hulk,
you know
I'm
what?
like, where's
Also,
Hulk at?
it didn't make any sense and it pissed me off. And I get it too. The way that Destin and also Destin, Feige, in GTA, we're gonna get an RPG and just blow your shit up. Because listen, do not remove this director from any other Spider-Man films. The first 5 minutes alone, watch everything that Watch has done.
Literally.
And I think that's also what like a crutch of the film is that like Destin's having to clean so much shit up from the last 3 films that it low key feel like a retcon in my opinion because
It was.
It's
because the decision making that that Spider-Man did, I was like, this is fucking stupid. What are you doing? And I get it too as a comic reader or like the audience member. You like, I see the red flag before the main character, and I was just one of those situations.
But I also think that's just because like they tend, like, not Dustin, but like just Marvel in general, they tend to like put this notion on Peter that he's like this kind of naive, sweet, innocent guy. So I like
he's naive, but like come on, he ain't that.
I don't. It's not so much that. Maybe you could say naive, but maybe I think it's just too trusting. I think is the term that I would use. That's how I feel like they want people to view Spider-Man.
Right. And Krista Dawn, I see not Krista Dawn. I see your comment, and I see SB Scarecrow. I see your comment as well. Yeah, that Tombstone, because they announced that a year ago. He's in the movie. I'll just say, yeah, it was disappointing if you were expecting more, but I didn't expect much when they announced that character and other characters in there. I knew what it was. Just watching Fantastic Four and other films and stuff, I was like, I know what exactly this is. I'm not mad at it because the way I look at it, that character didn't serve a purpose like main plot wise, but they can pop up again in another movie.
You're probably gonna make a show.
Look how long he waited for
a show or something. I'm pretty sure that that's not the last time the dude's gonna show up.
Exactly, and that's why I'm not mad at it because he could pop up in Daredevil for all we know, or what's the Heroes for Hire? You never know.
Do you think Daredevil should have been in this movie?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I felt like he should have been in this movie. I felt like instead of Frank, I think Daredevil would have made way more fucking sense than Frank. Especially because of the history of some of the villains. I'm like, Daredevil made way more sense. I see why Frank was in it, but I feel like Daredevil would have been a lot more. It would have made a lot more sense.
More cool, but I feel like
it would have made more sense.
I feel like fighting wise, I feel like Frank just having a fucking gun, and I feel like seeing Spider-Man and Daredevil fight hand to hand would have been fire. But that's just a personal preference.
I think this because of the title of the movie and the villain.
He was in the last movie, dude. He was in the last movies as well. He just showed up. Remember?
Yeah, I know, and I think it wouldn't have made sense on that end. But like I said, the gripe that I have with the film, I'm like, okay, he should have been. You know what I mean? That would have made sense, but also with the context, what's going on in the show, I get.
And then I just also feel like just the way people be just the way it was probably a good thing that he wasn't in there because I feel like that's all people would have talked about. They wouldn't have talked about the whole movie. They would have just talked about all the Spider-Man and Daredevil scenes, and that would have been it.
Yeah.
It would have just been nothing. Like, and then you would have got those people that's like, oh, this movie's definitely not good because all it is just hype moments between him and Daredevil.
Mm-hmm. But hold on. I just say that first watch was 8 out of 10. But then there was some other stuff that I peeped on the second watch. And I'm now seeing a lot of people are also picking up on it on Twitter. Or I'm like, you know what? That's some good ass fucking writing. And like I didn't clock it the first watch. It's little things that I'll just say Bruce Banner said. There's things that that one of the antagonists did that was cold-blooded. And also, I would say Zendaya's performance pretty good. I honestly, if you're complaining about that, you just hating like Alex at that point.
Was this
And
her best performance out of all 4 films? I feel like it was.
that's what I'm saying. This film
this one.
alone, everybody's performance washes those Watts film. I don't 50 lashes for that nigga.
She actually was able to act. I was so dog. I was like, she's
That's what I'm saying.
dog, she's actually acting because the
Like-
other movies she felt like she was in the background. I'm like, dog, what
Like,
are you doing?
mind you, like MJ and Ned, they still somewhat carry over that same problem of, okay, they're not really doing too much outside of Spider-Man, but the way y'all acting in this mug it's great. Like, why wasn't Watch Direct making y'all act like this in the other films? Like,
Yeah. But before I close it out, also, lastly, I want to say I don't care if it's a hot take. For one, I do think this movie is in top 3 or in a top 5. I can understand it 100%. Number 2, I don't think it's no debate anymore that we should be saying that, oh, Tom's not in that conversation anymore of being the best. Because listen, Kiki says one more film, he surpassed that nigga Toby if he does this again. And I think his performance in this movie warrants people saying, yeah, he's the best Spider-Man. I think he's the best Peter overall right now. It's live action. He's not no 90s animated series to me, but he was on point and he did what he like. He's grown as an actor, and
literally,
performance in this movie showed that. And yeah, man, I'm gonna just leave it at that. The second watch, I was like, you know what? I'll bump it up to 8.5. I did want to bump it up to 9, but like I said, there's this gripes that I have, and that second half it drags. The pacing drags. I don't know. It was throwing me off a little bit, and I don't know what they needed to cut because I know they cut some other stuff, like they cut out Claire Temple, right, out of the movie.
yeah.
And that didn't make any sense. But I think they could have cut something else out to just like or shorten some scenes or something. I don't know, but that second half, like it drags, bro. And I love the movie, but I don't know, man. Something they could have done to kind of fix that. But overall, I say 8.5 out of 10. Watches the Watts films. Amazing Spider not even in that conversation. Definitely better.
Well,
Spider.
no.
I got a quick question. If Andrew Garfield had this support, I feel like he'd be much better than Tom.
Hell yeah.
That's my only thing.
Yeah.
I feel like Tom, like Andrew Garfield was put in a situation, not like a no-win situation, because Sony was just doing what the fuck they were doing back then, and that's why I have a hard time giving Tom, because he's had good appearances. I feel like he was better outside his movies. Like he was better in Civil War and Infinity War than he was in his actual like title movies. And I think that's
a Watts, and I think that's a Watts issue where let's be real, he fucking sucks. I don't know how else to put it. I know I'm being harsh, but he sucks.
I think number one. I feel like he's had the money and he's had like the support. And like I know John Watts sucked, but I don't think Andrew had the support like Tom has had. Like they pushed. I know Sony found him, and they're the ones who located. But I know that MCU, like he had the support of like Disney's writers and shit. And I feel like they dropped the ball with him. And I feel like
because you got to think, because it was Spider-Man being in the MCU alone, he was gonna have that support. It didn't matter who it was. Like just being in the MCU overall at the time he was in, when the MCU was arguably at its peak, like he was gonna get love regardless. But that's what I was saying. I felt like, because regardless how you feel about the Raimi trilogy in 2012, it was still like fresh kind of in people's minds, especially since like not even a year prior, they was talking about, oh yeah, we canceled Spider-Man 4. So niggas was salty about that. People didn't like that. Oh, they getting ready to reboot it and send him back to high school. Like he already had a bunch of negatives to go along with it. So that's why I was saying, like, if they had waited, like maybe like, I don't know, instead of 2012, maybe 2013, and instead of making him go back to high school, you give him a more established Spider-Man, give him his Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit off rip, even though I do like his first Amazing Spider-Man suit, I do want to clarify. But just make it more.
Oh, that's what I forgot too. Tom got the best suit. I'm
Oh yeah,
sorry.
100%,
Tom got
100%,
the best suit.
100%.
Best suit, you said?
Yeah, he's
Yes,
got the best suit.
it's
I'm
no
sorry.
question.
There's no
I
question.
mean, I feel like this is a product of times. The shoots and stuff should look better. Like 2002, like that shit was like stitched and stuff. And remember, like they had like the stunts and stuff were like done with a dummy. So I feel like that kind of the natural progression. Because I think the suit in Amazing Spider-Man was still good too.
But the thing was, like, Amazing Spider-Man 2, that suit, I like that suit, but it was just something
I
off with
think
the
a lot of
eyes.
people
It's just little things where I'm like, you missing something.
I think a lot of
And,
people.
and then the Watt suits,
Them
I,
bitches trash.
Iron Man suits.
Them
I
bitches.
yeah,
The only thing I would tell, the only thing that I genuinely liked about the Watt suit, and it was like it was the Stark suit was the back symbol. That was it, because it was actually comic accurate. Other than that, well, no, actually no, I take that back. I actually do like the Stark Tech suit. I just wish they would have, made that spider a little bit more spidery, like that front spider. That's it though. And if you want to remove them black spots, then yeah, do that too. But the rest of them shit was ass.
yeah. But Kiki, give your review, man, because I've given all my notes that I got.
So yeah, I definitely think it is an 8. It's an 8 out of 10. It's definitely, like I said, it is by far the most action heavy Spider-Man film we got. Like visually it's the best, action wise it's the best. Emotion wise, emotion wise it's definitely the best, because what I like about this is, at least in that first half, right? That first half is almost like that first half. It's very much an inverse of Spider-Man 2, because
Yeah,
in Spider-Man 2, because I was thinking about this morning and last night. I'm like, in Spider-Man 2, Peter is trying to have that work-life balance, and that's opposed to Tom Spider-Man. He just completely is shutting Peter Parker out of the equation, and I didn't like that, to the point where, okay, it's causing him to mutate, and I think that's a nice touch, because I remember like they either had like two options they could have went. They could have went with the Man Spider option, or they could have went with the other storyline option. I do kind of wish they would have touched on it a little bit more, if I'm being honest with you. Like the mutation, I think that would have been
oh, the mutation disease.
yeah, I think that just by itself probably would have just warranted a movie by itself. But for what we got, for this to be a quote unquote, as y'all say, a retcon, I think this is a beautiful, beautiful start to his trilogy. I think from here on out we will be in fantastic hands, because Dustin, he's a great director. He, much like Sam Raimi, understands the character, understands why we like the character, and like he himself is a fan of Spider-Man himself. So I don't know, it's something about y'all niggas when you get fans of these actual characters and these directors that know it, they just hit different. They just hit different. I don't know, y'all. Hey, but like he just like it. Oh yeah, it's the best. Like people still been trying to debate this, Andrew. It is Tom Spider-Man web singing by, and it's not even close. It's not even close.
Agreed.
The only thing, because I've been seeing this a lot. Y'all don't like when y'all be talking about Andrew. It's like web singing. Y'all only bring up that intro scene. Y'all don't bring up no other web slinging stuff. And I really think it's really just because of the visuals and the little first person thing, and maybe just because y'all. I really think a lot of it, if I'm being honest, y'all.
Uh-oh.
And this is my hot take. I feel like a lot of y'all overhype a lot of the stuff that goes on in Amazing Spider-Man 2, because y'all just simply like that suit.
Facts.
I'm guilty of it.
Facts.
I'm just gonna be honest.
And y'all know Jamie Foxx, one of my favorite actors, so.
And I'm not mad at that, because I don't blame Andrew Garfield. I don't blame Jamie Foxx, Emma Stone. I don't even blame Mark Webb for it. I really blame just the studio for trying to cram too much shit in the movie. because you got to take a lot of shit out to make the Amazing Spider-Man 2 good, mind you. But there is a good movie line in there somewhere. It's just not we just not in that timeline, unfortunately.
So you think this was well balanced as far as the characters?
Yes, it's completely well balanced. Like, put it to you like this: you could take Punisher out this movie, and it would still work fine. You could take Bruce out this movie, and it still work fine. But the fact that they're nice additions to make the world all connect. And it's just like, and if you think about it, the best way to describe this movie is it is literally Spider-Man 2 with Insomniac. I have to be specific with this. With Insomniac 2018 Spider-Man, Earth 616 bits and pieces, and the 90s Spider-Man shell all wrapped in one nice little bow, and it all works.
And what do you give this score, the movie?
I would give it an 8.5.
8.5.
I think when I rewatch it, I think it probably will go to a 9 once I rewatch it.
Fire. I do, before we get to J. for your review, Wonton just tagged me. This makes sense. It said over index on Sunday actually be in game ? Tune in tomorrow for the final numbers. So weekend not over with. This shit probably did hit $1 billion. It probably fucked around and hit $1 billion in the weekend. That's nuts.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Not the open night. I mean, just the weekend by itself.
Yeah, it's still Sunday, but Disney's never getting them rights back. I'm sorry, dog. Sony's never giving this shit ever again. $1 billion in 3 days that's unheard of.
But Disney and Sony apparently have worked out another deal to where they're going to be working together.
Oh yeah, like that. Yeah, I mean they share Spider-Man at this point, so
yeah. So they're in good hands if they keep it up like this. J. Man, what's your review, brother? How you feeling on the movie?
I like the movie. I think I rated it like a 9 or 9.5. Tarek can gracefully suck my dick from the back. So one of the main things that a lot of people say it doesn't like have like an overarching villain, but me personally, I didn't mind. The movie didn't have like type of like crazy villain like the other movies. To me, this felt like one of those comic runs, and I think I just read it recently. It was a comic run. I think it was an Amazing Spider-Man, if I remember correctly. But it was one of the comic runs where like Rhino, right? Spider-Man had managed to get Rhino to surrender, and basically Rhino had completely like reformed for a bit.
Oh yeah,
he reformed, and like there was a point where Rhino was thinking about like going back into the villain shit because he was like, bro, like these people, his wife and everything else, and he's like, we need the money and all this stuff. And Spider-Man actually said like, hey, you don't have to do that. He said, just let me handle it, and then I will get shit done. And for me, I felt like this movie was almost somewhat similar to that issue. And so for me personally, I think that what's the director's name? Think Dustin. I feel like he knew about the core foundations of Spider-Man the same way like Sam Raimi did. I think honestly that's really one of the big reasons why I find myself bringing the movie to like a 9 or like a 9.5. Because here's the thing: it has the ground attack of Spider-Man fighting people on top of helping them change their ways. Some of the like comic runs where he's just like, so I mean, what is it? Like Sandman, for example. Like Sandman has been reformed before, and I think like even in like the video games, like Spider-Man 2, and I know that's a controversial game, but I did think it was like kind of cool where you see like Tombstone, and I forgot who else, like
Mysterio.
Kind of like Mysterio. Like you see these people actually being reformed. And I felt like that's really what Spider-Man's whole thing. Like he doesn't like try to kill his villains or like put them in the hospital. Like he actually tries to actively help them.
Right.
So it has the grounded take. It has the drama of Peter's social dynamics. Changing for the better, for the worse. The action of Spider-Man using all his gadgets and ingenuity to take down the foes to rescue others. that web. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. I love the way this dude shot the web. I think they said they got the same guy who did the Amazing Spider-Man movie series. I'm not sure. But the web slinging in here looks amazing. The game, I mean the movie looks good. Yeah, I mean, there's honestly nothing else to say. Like, I think like this movie encapsulates Spider-Man really well, and that's the reason like I put it in my top 5 because I feel like it captures more of the Spider-Man essence than it better than the previous movies. Because I think like I told Tourette, like I like No Way Home, right? I like No Way Home, and I can see it me putting No Way Home in a top 5. But the issue I have with No Way Home is more so nostalgia. And like if you strip away that nostalgia, you start to realize like this movie is like really a mess. Like it's very bare bones, and that's the reason I'm like, yeah, it's kind of okay, and then it's kind of good. But like that's the reason why I would say like, if you want to know my ranking is like the first one is Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2, Cross the Spider-Verse, and then number 4 I would put like Brand New Day, and then number 5 I would put like Spider-Man 1. Right. But I like this movie. There's oh yeah, we ain't gonna get into spoilers, but there's like a ton of stuff in this movie. There's a scene that my mom and my girlfriend like we watched it together, and like I saw like my mom was like literally on the verge of tears and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, this the one. So I like I said, I like the movie. I think it's a perfect movie that encapsulates Spider-Man and everything else, and I'm hopefully this is the same director for his next couple of movies because he does everything right compared to John Watts. And it's funny because I remember like Tarek and everybody else, they were talking about like John Watts and everything else. And I was like, bro, I don't remember these movies being that bad. But as I rewatched them before Brand New Day, I was like, okay, now I see what they meant. I said that man definitely got to get sent to the upper room because hey, there was some shit. I don't think they're as bad as like Amazing Spider-Man 2, but there are some questionable decisions that I'm like, bro, why didn't you just like take inspiration from like Sam Raimi or like the Amazing Spider-Man series? I'm like, you didn't have to like do this whole, I guess, MCU style of Spider-Man. You could have still just developed it your own, but it is what it is.
Fire. I understand that sentiment 100%. Mm-hmm. Also, the city definitely is lively. That's something I was obviously missed in the Watts film.
And this is the other thing. The one thing I liked about this movie is that it addressed the criticisms that I've had with like the MCU for so long. There's so many heroes in New York, and I still think Marvel should move majority of their heroes out of New York. But it's so many heroes that's in New York, and it makes you wonder, like, okay, why aren't these heroes like actually like helping like these other heroes out? Like, for example, like the Daredevil shit. Like Daredevil was literally having Kingpin being mayor and basically turned this shit into like Nazi Germany and shit. And no other heroes came out and helped. Like Spider-Man didn't help, the Avengers didn't help. And they made an explanation for the Avengers in like the in this Spider-Man movie. But it's like there's so many heroes in New York, and it's like none of them try to like help out with other things. That's not
like even just the thing that they have in the comics though too. Like if Iron Man doing something, you're not gonna sometimes you might see Captain America pop up. Sometimes you're not going to. I mean,
but it depends on the situations. Like even with Spider-Man and some of his comic runs, he actually has like other people coming out and helping him. Right. But the issue with the majority of the brand new comic runs of Spider-Man is that there's so many Spider people in New York. It makes no sense how Peter is still broke and still having all these social issues. That's their whole thing.
Well, that's because Marvel unfortunately believes that that's the reason we like Spider-Man, but which it's not. But okay.
Yeah, but like I said, I like the fact that this movie it feels lived in compared to like other MCU movies where it just felt like they were all their own like separate universes. So you there?
You sound like he in the background eating a snack.
What? Oh, no.
What was that trick?
I was moving shit around.
Oh, what the hell?
You muted, Saint.
No, my grandma called mid-show. I didn't know what was going on. I had to pick up the phone. You just never know.
It's the pumpkin pat, baby.
No, she wanted me to order her some Dominoes, but she already was calling them. So I usually order her a little pizza, get her something, you know.
Speaking of Dominoes, I had Huntsville's Dominoes, and I gotta say, Georgia Dominoes is just ass. Now that I've had Dominoes from somewhere else, I see what y'all saying now.
Did you get the pan pizza?
Having Dominoes in general might not be the move.
No, you're bugging. You don't want to say that.
I felt the same way, Kiki, because when I stayed in Georgia for about 3 years, every time I ate Dominoes, I literally got sick. And then my coworker was like, "Hey, look, man, I got half a Domino's pizza, man. Just go ahead and help me finish it off." And I ate the shit, and I was like, "What? This can't be Domino's.
Yeah,
This is good. This can't be Domino's." And I ain't get sick. I said, "Oh shit."
I'm telling you, Domino's, if you fresh pizza, a pan pizza.
Never eat Domino's in Georgia.
A pan pizza, I'm telling you, get that or their new one, the Parmesan stuffed crust. If you in the stuffed crust, it's really, really good. And y'all saw the picture. I don't know we're gonna get back on topic, but y'all saw in the Discord that dog shit pizza that I got of just straight bread, bruh. Barely any sauce and barely any cheese.
Man, Brad likes that shit too. Oh my god, that nigga needs to stop eating that.
I don't know if he's getting paid because you know that nigga be doing food reviews. I said he must be paid off by the Hut because this shit is ass. I don't know what happened, but the quality of pizza has not been it. So I'm done with them niggas. I would never, at least in my area, I would not order a pizza ever again, dog. That was not it.
Pizza, I get disappointed. I'm like, why did I do this to myself?
Bro, and I knew it, bro, because I spent like $25 on that joint. I'm like, yo, I could have just ordered like some actual like New York like style cut pizza, bro. Like this.
You could have went to Grimaldi's.
Facts. I could have just went. Man, I should have just took a trip to say fuck it, go on a little solo date and get myself some a brick oven pizza. You know what I mean? Because Grimaldi's 10 out of 10. But speaking of New York Mafia, how you feel about our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, man? I just feel about Brandon Day.
I thought it was good. I mean, I gave it a B and going into it. So for me, I think this is the best Peter Parker take they've given us because they really went into this whole aspect of sacrifice. Like, the last movie, you thinking, oh, he's just gonna reunite with his friends. Yeah, they don't remember him, but they're just gonna make new memories throughout their little college period. But when we get this movie, that's not the truth we face. And his whole aspect of, well, you know what? I really just need to be Spider-Man, not so much Peter, and how that takes a toll on him physically and mentally. Now, one thing I would say was I really wanted them to go more into the whole aspect of his powers bugging out. Because there's that one scene when he's in that one fight where somebody gets hurt, and it's like, hey, look, man, you got to tone it down, or next time we can't protect you. I would have liked more for them to just go into that aspect to where he's losing more control and now he's a target. Like the whole DC, we saw that they were prepared for Spider-Man if that ever happened. I would have loved to see that kind of be more so like a take of the film. This film to me wasn't as funny as the other Spider-Man movies. I know y'all say y'all don't really like the corny humor and stuff, but that's just kind of like Spider-Man for me.
I mean, it's not that we don't like the humor. It's just the way they portrayed the humor in the MCU films just wasn't good.
Yeah, like it was a certain point, especially after Endgame, where it's like, ooh, this is just noticeably bad. Like prime example would be Quantumanium.
But see, I'm talking about Spider-Man specifically, his movies humor.
That don't get me wrong, I like all the Spider-Man films, but when you compare that MCU, like the Watch trilogy, that humor is not good compared to what we got from Brand New Day, what we've got from the Sam Raimi films. I'm not gonna put Amazing Spider because that series is too fucking serious.
The humor in Brand New Day, it actually like fits.
But that's the thing. For me, it didn't work because I didn't find myself laughing at anything really. Other than maybe one time at his banter with Punisher, other than that, I was just like, while the movie's going, I'm just like, huh. You know, I really laugh at the other Spider-Man movies, but I'm not really getting any kind of
Well, that's
laugh.
because, I mean, humor is subjective, and honestly, like, I know people say that Spider-Man is supposed to like quip and whatnot, which he definitely is, but it's not like modern Spider-Man, and this is not even this is like modern Spider-Man. They feel like the equivalent of him quipping is him talking too much, like consistently. And I'm actually glad in Brand New Day they didn't have him just speak not quips left and right because that
But,
would be.
that's kind of what I like though. But that's just me. That's just me. But that's kind of what I like. So I was a little disappointed in that aspect. But still,
I mean, it just depends on. For him, it definitely depends on the situation. Because if you
But go
have,
ahead, Mafia. Continue your review.
yeah,
then like you guys were saying, I think it was saying you and BT were saying that second half was kind of rough to get through, and I was like, yeah, as I'm going through it, it kind of dragged along.
Yeah, it was noticeable.
And for like the final act, I think Tarek was saying it's like it didn't feel like it had a real villain per se. In that whole final act with the whole fighting and stuff,
Right.
it just didn't hit. Like I wasn't excited. I wasn't on the edge of my seat. I didn't get that the feel I get from other movies. Like, oh shit, like this is getting serious. This is pressure. It was just like, okay, this is cool. I like what he did, but this isn't something I'm going to revisit. This is just like kind of like a one and done for me.
You didn't like the movie.
I like the movie, but
this definitely got some replay value. This whole movie got replay value.
I like the movie, but if I'm being honest, this isn't something I'm gonna like Tuesday. But like, let me go ahead and rewatch that again. Now, if it's just playing on TV one day and I'm not doing anything better, maybe I'll look at it again. But this is not a bad movie because again, I really did like how they went with Peter's character. Like Tarek was saying,
So nice.
how his friends were. I enjoyed their acting. I enjoyed their little character arcs. It could have been fleshed out more, but still, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Overall, I think that's pretty much it. I gave this movie a B. It's not bad. I did not have a bad time with it, but this is definitely probably not going to be in my top 3.
Oh wow.
Oh, top 5.
Yeah, probably top 5, but not top 3.
I think that's fair. If it's and people say if it's top 5 or it's top 3, I think that's fair to say. But anything below that, I think is kind of crazy.
Yeah, anything below that, you tripping.
Now, I do say this movie does have me excited for where he's going to go because how this movie ends and what they've given me, I'm really invested in what they're going to do with the next movie.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good start in a new trilogy.
100% agreed.
100%.
Before we even get to the rankings, I'll just say that post credit didn't do anything for me, and I get what they're implying, but I'm gonna be honest. This phase with their post credits haven't done shit for me. Like the only one I was like, oh, that's cool, and then you know what? Everything that went down was the Council of the Kings, and then
Wait, let me take something slightly back. Now, if that post-credit scene is setting up for the next Spider-Man movie, my excitement may go down a little bit. I prefer him doing like he was doing this movie, just street level.
It's not.
It's setting up for Secret Wars. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say nothing else because we'll just leave that for spoiler talk. But yeah, I'm gonna put up on screen what I had for my rankings. But what's y'all overall rankings right now, man? Like, are y'all? Or let me just read the room. Do y'all think this is better than the same Raimi films? I think we all
not Spider-Man 2.
3.
It's better than Spider-Man 3 though.
It's better than Spider-Man 3. I think it's slightly better than Spider-Man 1.
Ooh, yeah. I might might take this over Spider-Man. I don't know. I might take Spider-Man 1 over this.
That's what I said. I think it's slightly better. Like
It's
like,
better than 3.
I'll take this.
William
over
Dafoe
Spider-Man
got a
easily.
crazy performance, dog. Like out of
that's what I'm saying. Like
it's hard for me to even think of. 2 is definitely better to me. Like that's the best one. I feel like
Oh wait, are we counting the Spider-Verse movies?
Yeah, we're counting Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man.
Oh shoot, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, see, that's why I said like, it's not my top 5 because I'm putting the 2 Spider-Verse movies in there. I'm putting Spider-Man 1 and putting Spider-Man 2, and then I'm kind of like back. Then the rest of the other movies are kind of like, okay, maybe it's fighting for the 5th spot, but it's definitely not touching those 4.
For
I
for my audio listeners or anybody that's got YouTube Premium that's just listening to audio, I got on screen like my rankings, and it's changed like three or 4 times from Thursday to now, and it mainly changed because of what King said. Because I went and saw this movie again yesterday with King and Kiki, and I'm be honest, people know I shit on Amazing Spider-Man out of like pettiness because Uncle Ben died over some milk. Put it like this: when we have a roast for that movie or both of those movies, I'll get in a discussion why I really fucking hate that. But he convinced me to move this one to the bottom. I actually like Amazing Spider-Man 2. I didn't say it's a good film. Just want to point that out there because some people are like, are you retarded? Are you crazy?
It's okay.
no, it's not. It is not as bad as people make it seem.
Yeah.
Like I remember in 2014 when that movie dropped, niggas was literally talking about, nigga, this broke my love for Spider-Man. This movie broke me. Like, nah, it was ass. Don't get it twisted, but it wasn't that bad. Now
it wasn't that bad. And I'm gonna be honest, and that's a whole nother topic that I need to do in the video. Is that a lot of these movies that we said that were bad back in the day, I think they were a little bit harsh compared to like Ant-Man 3. Like that movie is atrocious.
no, Ant-Man 3 it was just. But to be fair, as I call Ant-Man 1 and 2, they're enjoyable filler. So it's like, what did y'all think Ant-Man 3 is about to be? And I feel like partially the reason why Ant-Man 3 is ass is because most people probably didn't watch Loki, so that was their first time seeing Kane, and they saw just how dirty they did him.
No, the reason that movie's bad is because they were fighting on set, and I'm not. That's a whole nother topic, and if you know, you know. Yeah, but at number 11, I put Amazing Spider-Man 2. Number 10, I put Amazing Spider-Man. Number 9, which they convinced me to move down, is Far From Home. Yeah, when King told me like everything that he basically accomplished in Homecoming to like have his own arc and with Endgame and all that, and just to like give away those glasses, I'm like, you know what? Yeah,
I've been
really
telling
stupid.
you that's why I didn't like that movie.
It's really stupid. So yeah, I put that at 9. Homecoming, I got that at 8. I can't just put that over Spider-Man 3. Just like it may have been written better per se, like structure-wise, and it doesn't have a lot of characters in it. But I'm sorry, dog. Nothing's really more iconic than that.
The structure of Homecoming is better, but as I've said, them first 2 acts of Homecoming, they kind of like, I ain't gonna say they ass, but they alright. They a little decent. Like they are.
Like, and like I get it. They didn't want to do an origin story, but it kind of is an origin story.
Yeah,
like
it is.
Learning how to be Spider-Man. And like the final thing where I was like, I can't put that above 3 is he didn't make that suit. Tony just gave him that, and that really rubs me the wrong way. So that he was Iron Man Boy Jr. in that movie. It is what it is. But I put Spider-Man 3 at number 7. There's just nothing really to discuss with that. And I don't think that's a bad movie. I'm sorry.
No, it's a mess. It's a mess, but it's a mess you don't mind watching. Or cleaning, rather.
And I always laugh when that nigga Rock said he walked in. He went into church and prayed for his ops' downfall. I respect that kind of hate. That is crazy. Then on top of that, this nigga got eagle vision. Hold on, let me zoom into myself, bro, because this is crazy. Hold on, how full screen?
Mind you, Peter.
He literally had eagle eye vision. Looked all the way up from the chapel and said, from the bottom of the chapel, and saw
Parker?
and said, Parker?
Mind you,
how, bro? How?
Parker, mind you, Peter told him like 30 minutes prior, you want forgiveness, get religion, and that's what he decided to do.
craziness, bro. But yeah, it's a mess. I don't hate that movie. I don't hate any of these movies. If I'm being real, I hate certain aspects of it. Um, Number 6, I put No Way Home, and I grade that a little bit higher just because of I understand the difficulties of filming during the pandemic.
COVID.
Like it was nothing they were doing a very impossible task, in my opinion, at that time. For sure, nostalgia bait, but I think they did it justice of having all three of them on screen and giving Andrew a redemption arc from Amazing Spider-Man 2 was much needed, and they all shined together, and it was really good. And yeah, the only gripe I'll say completely is Uncle Ben. Y'all just erased him, and he doesn't exist, which is stupidness when he did exist in Homecoming. But yeah, fuck Watts, 50 lashes. Number 5, I put Into the Spider-Verse. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I like the movie, really like it, but y'all was gassing that mug up, bro. Y'all saying it was the best Spider-Man movie. It's better than Spider-Man 2 and all this stuff. Cut it out. Cut it out. It's a good film, but cut it out. Come on, man. Number 4, I switched it and
I ain't
put.
gonna lie, you know the reason why people were saying that about Into the Spider Verse though?
What was the reason?
I feel like it was because not only because when they remember, I feel like because when that mug came out on Netflix, if you hadn't already seen it in theaters, niggas like, oh shoot, I'm gonna watch Into the
That's
Spider Verse.
exactly what it is, yo.
And I feel like it's a great movie. Don't get it twisted, but I feel
That
like
makes me mad though, Kiki, because bro, me, you, Seven, and a bunch of other people, we went and saw that mug opening weekend. That theater was empty, bro. We was there from the beginning. So that makes me even more mad, bro, because people gassing up, and they did the same thing. They're doing it right now. They finally watched He-Man because it's on Amazon Prime, which honestly it should have released on Prime in the first place. I hate to say that. I want theaters first, right? But it should have went on Prime, like to begin with. But people are like, oh, I don't know why people hating on this much. This is really good. Why didn't you go in theaters and watch it? Like, I don't get it. People are stupid. Anyways, yeah, I put Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man 1 at number 4. Originally, I had it like at like 2 or 3. People know I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, in my top 5 of all time. But if I'm looking at it objectively, I think Brand New Day it's slightly better. The only like big difference is that Green Goblin as a villain is way better than what we got in Brand New Day as far as a villain or I wouldn't even say an antagonist because it's once we get into that spoiler talk, you understand what I mean by that. Number 2, I got Spider-Man 2, and at number 1, I got Across the Spider-Verse. That movie, I think, is just both of them are masterpieces and 10 out of 10s, but I think Across the Spider-Verse is a perfect film. Music, visually, it's like one of the best animated films I've ever seen of all time. And the casting was on point, bro. Like Oscar Isaac, he did his thing. Even what's her name?
Do well, right? Like they thought they were just setting this movie out to kind of die, right? No one thought the shit was gonna.
Nobody thought this, bro. They were working on crunch, and they were literally editing the film. There was like 2 different cuts in the theater.
It's funny because
that were out in theaters.
It's funny because Raylan said we shouldn't even count the Spider-Verse movies.
I don't give a fuck what he doing. It's not his show. Yeah. So I'm keeping Across the Spider-Verse at 1. I don't care if you're mad. That's just my opinion. But y'all go off, man. What y'all got any more thoughts on y'all rankings? Y'all hate on my rankings as a shit.
No, I think that's pretty accurate. I definitely think maybe like depending on who you ask, your top 5 will be different, but I think that's a pretty accurate list.
Maf, you want to read that for me, player?
The delays on this film is crazy though, and it changed the whole animation landscape for the next 10 years.
Are you talking Into the Spider-Verse?
They have to be.
I can't really say that just because, and I get it because you want to imply like which it had slight influence, was TMNT, which I think it was the third year anniversary today, if I'm not mistaken, or it was yesterday. But a film like that was already in development too. Like I don't know, it's kind of I gotta wait and see what other films are being influenced by that. And don't get me wrong, I know there's influence towards it from it.
There was some movie that came out on Netflix not too long ago. It was about a family vacation or something like that. You can tell that was Spider-Verse influence. I forgot what that movie's called though.
But what big films have been influenced by it outside of TMNT? You know what I mean? Like I don't mean that.
Puss in Boots / Wish.
Which one?
Puss in Boots / Wish.
Was influenced story wise or like animation wise?
Animation wise.
Really?
Yeah.
Influenced by Spider-Verse.
That was a good ass movie, by the way. I don't know if Nick's seen that, but
that's the first time I heard that. Okay.
What do you mean that's the first time? Come on, man. You gotta do some research, bro.
I'm not into the Puss in Boots film. Like I've never really like dived into those films.
So like, what is another? Actually, I'm about to look up. So I know the that Bad Guys movie. People have been talking about it. I think it's that wolf shit. I know that was also inspired by Into the Spider-Verse. I already said Puss in Boots / Wish. You already said
he also
TMNT.
said K-pop Demon Hunters. Was that what you were about to say?
You could say that too, I guess.
You think that's
you could, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there was a lot of movies that was inspired by it. Like it definitely did change the way how animation was.
Yeah, if you're saying animation, okay, I can see that argument, right?
Well, I did look it up. They did say K-pop Demon Hunters did say that they were inspired by Into the Spider-Verse animation wise as well.
Yeah,
I remember watching that,
but I just think story wise and like the character wise, I think Across the Spider-Verse is just superior. That's just me. I understand why people like to say that, but I just can't put that over Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 1. I just can't. I can't fathom.
I can.
That's fair. I just can't.
Yeah, like you could. Yeah.
Y'all got any more rankings? Anything different? Anything you think is number one? Definitively.
My number one. Yeah. My number one, my rankings, and I'm gonna go down from 1 to 14.
All right. 14.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Including Venom and Morbius and stuff like that, I'm assuming.
I'm not including Morbius. No.
I didn't know we were including that dog shit.
No. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse at number 1, Spider-Man 2 at number 2, Across the Spider-Verse at number 3, Brand New Day at number 4, Spider-Man at number 5, No Way Home at number 6, Spider-Man 3 at number 7, Homecoming at number 8, Far From Home at number 9, The Amazing Spider-Man at 10, Amazing Spider-Man 2 at 11, Venom at 12, Venom Let There Be Carnage 13, and Venom The Last Dance is 14.
Group that all together. I didn't know we was including those. Oh, Jesus.
Because I don't know.
The only reason why I consider, even though I like Across the Spider-Verse more than Into the Spider-Verse, the only reason why I don't consider that number 1 is because Across the Spider-Verse is more so of a setup to the third movie, whereas like Into the Spider-Verse, you can actually consider that one its own movie on its own. Like that one literally just has like a beginning to the end, and it doesn't really set up anything. It teases a second thing that could happen, but as a movie on its own, it's just like from beginning to end, it doesn't set up nothing. It's just like its own standalone story. That's why I like it a lot.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And the only reason I got Spider-Man 2 at number 2 instead of number 1, like I've been saying in the Discord, I don't like Sam Raimi's depiction of Mary Jane. I think Mary Jane in the Sam Raimi movies is a straight up.
Can we talk about that so I can slightly debunk you?
I hate that shit so much. And then Spider-Man 2. If you want to know my honest opinion, I think Spider-Man 2 with Mary Jane was really the weakest aspects of that movie. Everything else, I just dislike Spider-Man 2 literally just because of Mary Jane, and that shit kind of pisses me off.
Wait. Okay. I can understand you not liking her in 3. But 1 and 2.
I don't like her. She's good in 1. I don't like her in 2. I don't like her.
Okay, what did she do so bad in 2?
Bro, she keeps hopping from like man to man. Like
But
she
nah,
go.
she's
on
Yeah,
call.
yeah.
She did.
Bro,
Okay,
listen. I'm about to listen to
give me two
every
examples. No, stop. Listen. Give me
from
two
Spider-Man 1 to
examples, and
Spider-Man
I'll
3.
give you two examples.
Look. Hold on.
Look.
From Spider-Man 1 to Spider-Man 3. Here's her love interest.
Okay.
All right. First one, Flash Thompson. And
Okay.
then at mid of the movie, then she started hanging out with Harry, and then her and Harry is dating.
Yeah.
Then after a time skip in Spider-Man 2, then she started dating this astronaut who she was about to marry at the end of the movie until she like, oh yeah, I forgot Peter's Spider-Man. Yeah, let me just go do all that.
Okay.
And then Spider-Man 3, she was with Peter, and then she left Peter because you're too dedicated to Spider-Man instead of helping me. And then she went to Harry, and then she went back to Peter. Like, bro, fuck that bitch.
Okay.
That bitch is annoying as hell.
Okay, so let me.
I think she retarded as hell.
Let
And
me
if you want, and my hot
which
take
movie?
for the Sam Raimi, Mary Jane Spider-Man movies is that she never loved Peter for Peter. She loved Peter for Spider-Man. That's it.
Okay. So which movie would you like me to debunk your claim on? Because I think I can really
Go ahead.
Okay. So in Spider-Man 1, she already dating Flash. We already you can already know it. All right, they dating each other. They really don't fuck with each other. They just on some popular shit. That's high school. That shit happens.
Man.
Let's honestly be for real here. You've seen a couple like them in real life. That they don't really fuck with each other. They in high school. They just dating just to date. All right, cool.
No, nigga, what? Nigga, this is real life, not fucking goddamn 90s goddamn movie. No, nigga, nobody don't do that shit in real life.
I'm almost positive people do that in real life.
No, nigga.
Maybe
what
not
kind of school you went to?
They have it in the movie.
You must have went to them white schools that did that shit.
Maybe
not them nigga schools I've been at.
But they definitely do that.
No, bro.
And then let's say you even take that into consideration. They break up. She break up with him. And then it's a little time skip. Actually, no. You can't even really fault Mary Jane for really dating Harry because Harry went after her.
Okay, she didn't have to accept it, nigga. What the hell?
She was single.
Oh, brother. That bitch be jumping between like different niggas.
She was single, and
Peter
wasn't really making no move. You gotta think. And Peter wasn't really making no move, so it's like she kind of been chilling with Harry a little bit. So it's like, can you really blame you in that situation? You can't really blame Mary Jane. You really can't.
Yes,
like,
I can.
How if she's single?
Oh, she can't stick with her relationships. It's clear that she the problem. How the fuck does she go from? All right, I can see the Flash from the Harry because they're like a little high school romance, but from Harry to all of a sudden this astronaut nigga in Spider-Man 2, like goddamn nigga, like damn bitch. Well, you can't stick with one nigga for like 1 month.
Well, it wasn't so much that. Okay, so look, so in Spider-Man 1, she after they have that little Thanksgiving thing, and she like, oh well, clearly you really just dating me to impress your dad. That's kind of when I feel like they don't directly say it, but she definitely break up with Harry, or at least Harry break up with her. We don't really know which one. They never really say it, but they not together by that point. And then that's when she was like, well, you know, this, that, and the third. And at the beginning of Spider-Man 2, like at his birthday, no less, Harry even told this nigga up front, hey, bro, she waiting on you, bro. She, like, shoot your shot. And what does Peter say? I don't got time for girls right now. Understandable, because we know the reason why. But from the outside looking in, from two human, they like, that's why Harry responded with, what, he dead? Like, what are we talking about here? And then, even later on, in that backyard scene, right? She giving Peter low-key the green light. Like, look, if you like me, if you want to be with me, I suggest you say something to me, because it's a nigga that's kind of eyeing me. And I kind of somewhat like him, just a little bit. Like, she like that nigga because of the bread. I get it, because we kind of look at these movies from Peter's perspective. But if you really start looking at it from hers, this is the nigga that said, I'm going to take care of you, be your friend, and ain't really done shit for her in them past 2 years. That was probably the first time she has seen Peter in literally those past 2 years, bro.
I'm about to stop y'all on that. I see what you're trying to say, but no, she's a whore. Tyrek, did you give your top three, and Mafia your top three?
So my top three is
all of them.
I go back and forth between across the universe and the Into the Spider-Verse. I'll probably put Across first. I'll put Spider-Man 2 second, and then I'll put Into the Spider-Verse third. And then Spider-Man 1 number 4, and then number 5. I mean, you can pick one. I don't have a preference, honestly, after that. But that's only including the Spider-Man films. I'm not including Venom or any of the other ones. I actually enjoyed the Venom films. I thought they were.
Nigga, we know you got a Venom shirt on right now.
Which are you talking about? All three?
Tyrek was the only one that was like, yeah, when that still goes dropped.
I don't know. I know those films weren't great, but at the same time, when I went to watch them, they were enjoyable films. I think I had a really good birthday. When the first one came out, it was around my birthday, and I had a really good birthday.
Gosh,
so that's probably
the first one, but might be the worst one.
The worst one to me is the third one, but I like 2. I know the Carnage tornado shit. Like people laughed at it. I thought that shit was funny. To me, it was like whatever. The Venom movie, have fun with it, and I felt like Tom Hardy did a good job as what's the dude's name? Fuck, what can't I remember his damn name? Eddie Brock. I think he did a good job.
I mean, yeah, I in some sick, strange way, I do appreciate those movies because they do showcase Venom's little goofy side. I do appreciate those movies for that. But everything else is ass.
Oh, Mafia, read that real quick. That's
everything else is ass.
I don't know. I thought it was a fun movie. I thought like they I don't know. Yes, are the movies great? No. It could have been better, of course. But it's Venom. Like I know Venom in the comics has a lot more prominent role now because he's more of an anti-hero. He's a hero now. But I thought for a solo movie for him being by himself, like they pulled it off. And all those movies made a decent amount of fucking money. I think the first one made damn near $1 billion, and I think the second one made pretty damn near close to that one too. So I felt like, they know what people like watching them. People actually went and watched the movies. Like I'll say that. You can't say that shit about other films.
But I feel like that's because Venom, like niggas know about Venom. Like niggas don't really know about Morbius for real, unless you done watch the animated series.
That movie's that. Morbius and Craven.
I'm just using it as an example.
But Larry, what's up, man? Yeah, the movie guy. We doing a Spider-Man discussion. We about to get in a spoiler talk in a second. And yeah, I saw you, agent, right there. I saw your comment. You said all I know is that at 9 a.m. in a packed theater, this was a very highly entertaining movie, in my opinion. Yeah, man, it's crazy. We went to that first Dolby showing 12:30 yesterday. It was already packed. Like not just the theater alone. I mean, the parking lot was packed. It reminded me of like Barbenheimer of how like packed it was. Like people showed up, even a fan event. We went Thursday night. Everybody was decked out in Spider-Man gear, man. Like everybody, all the couples, they had their suits on, they had the hoodie on, and this nigga King. And I looked at Kiki, I'm like, there's no way he did this right now. He put up in the Spider-Man machine. If you know the meme, you know. He had on a puffer jacket and then a Miles Morales suit. And I know that nigga there. He was okay in the theater, but once you get out that theater, bro, that nigga was fried, bro. You did not think that shit out. I was like, bro, you didn't bring a shirt. Fighting for his life. It's too hot for that shit, man. But I respect the fandom, man. I respect it. And I'm just happy to see that Spider-Man's being celebrated. You feel me? Mafia, you said yours, man. And Kiki, did you say yours?
Nah, I'll get mine off real quick. Cross the Spider-Verse. Okay. Spider-Man 2, Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, fair.
Spider-Man 1, No Way Home. How many is that? 5?
Yeah, that's 5.
All right, that's good.
And then you putting what, Brand New Day after No Way Home? Or are you putting Spider-Man 3 over it?
Oh, hell no. You could put Brand New Day.
Okay, so Brand New Day at 6. Okay.
Then I got Spider-Man 3, I think, arguably at the bottom. It's either that or it's going to be the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, man. What? Let me ask you. Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3? You locked in the room and they said only you can get out, you got to watch one of the movies. Which one are you watching?
It's going to be close. I'll say this. Spider-Man 3 story isn't as messy as Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I'm just saying.
So I feel like I like Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I had to say I think 3 will be a better story watch.
Hey man, and all I know is Peter finished some piano lessons. I'm just saying that's long term writing. If you know, you know.
All right.
Kiki, man, go ahead and give your top 5, top 3, man. Go ahead.
So I got all right, man. So I got y'all. Who I don't even know. I guess I got. I'll be a little controversial.
Here
I
we
guess
go.
I got. So Spider-Man 2 still my number one.
Okay.
Spider-Man 2, Into the Spider-Verse,
All right.
brand New Day, Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 1,
What the fuck?
Wait, I didn't say 3, huh? I didn't say Spider-Man
You
3.
didn't. You didn't say 3.
Okay, Spider-Man 3 is 5. Where would I put Across the Spider-Verse? Okay, no. Across the Spider-Verse is 5. Spider-Man 3 is 6. And then Brand New Day is 7. And then Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Mm-hmm.
No. Homecoming, then Amazing Spider-Man 1, then Amazing Spider-Man 2, then Far From Good. There you go. Actually, no. Switch out Far From Good from Amazing Spider-Man 2. There you go. There you go.
Oh man, you still call it that? That's crazy.
It's not good. It's not a good movie.
I respect it. I completely understand it, man. Yeah, that's our rankings. Anybody listening to playback or they want to step aside because we about to get into spoiler territory. Okay, people. Let me put that on the screen so you understand. Spoilers. You've been warned. In 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, man. Who wants to get their spoilers out first, man? Or matter of fact, actually, hold on. Let me get on Mafia a little bit because I have some feedback from the boy BT. Because he read your review that you posted in I think you posted it at Movie Guys or
Home
Homebase.
base.
He said, if you're on delay right now, tell Mafia his issue with damage control, not hunting down Spider-Man, doesn't make sense. Damage control was using and manipulating him. Why would
That
they
wasn't my
try
thing
to
though.
hunt him down? Makes no sense. I saw that was one of his complaints about the movie and review he posted in the chat.
That wasn't even a complaint. BT doesn't have reading comprehension skills.
Oh shit.
I'm
I
confused.
said I get why they had the inhibitor in the movie, but I thought it would have been cooler if they took that out. You remember that scene where Peter had knocked Scorpion to the police car and she told him, "Hey, look, if you don't tone it down, I can't protect you." I thought it would have been a more
You wish they
interesting.
would have expanded upon that a little bit more?
Yes, like because you seen at the end of the movie, they had equipment especially made for Spider-Man if he went rogue. So I was
Oh,
saying to him in my review,
wait, I'm gonna stop you because this is something me and him discussed. The reason they had that is when they scanned him in damage control. That's when they
That's what they
researched
needed.
all of that. That's how they
yeah,
got that.
yeah, but I'm just saying though, had they went the whole thing of like they did like the animated one, because in the animated version, weren't
Right.
they going after Spider-Man at one point because he was freaking out with his mutation?
That was Punisher that was going after
That was
him, right?
Punisher, and that's only because he got framed because they assumed he kidnapped somebody and he didn't.
Okay, still that
But
same
I
kind of
get you.
baseline.
But I
I
get you,
get
man.
you.
Yeah.
His mutation's freaking out. He's doing more violent shit. Cause you remember the part where in the city he just started webbing people because Jean kept possessing him? I thought they were gonna go along the path like, okay, Spider-Man's off this shit. We gotta bring him down. I thought that would have been a more interesting take and brought some more stakes to the movie.
Okay.
But I feel
BT doesn't have reading comprehension skills.
like that would have kind of low key been like the not obvious, but because I get it, I get what you're saying, and that would have been interesting too. But seeing how they kinda somewhat did that with the Amazing Spider-Man 1, I guess they didn't want to tread new familiar ground.
Negroes didn't really watch Amazing Spider-Man 1. They weren't gonna remember that. I'm just saying, but still,
that's true. That's true.
And Saint, that wasn't even a strike against the movie. When I gave my review to BT, that wasn't a negative. That just said something I would have preferred.
Right.
But I get why they had
what it was, right?
Huh?
Like a little nitpick.
Not even a nitpick. I just like, I would have liked the movie more had they went that route. But I get why they did that because you need a way to disable Jean Grey. So I get why you had to have the inhibitor. For a story reason, that made sense.
Inhibitor's gonna come back up to play a point in the future, right? Someone's
for X-Men, they're gonna use that to hunt them down.
That's the Sentinel program, pretty much.
Yeah, basically, that's a prototype for it, and I like that. That's fire. The gripe I had with Damage Control and Spider-Man, like, cause I'm like, bro, what? Everything that happened in No Way Home, I'm like, that makes no fucking sense. And then, especially when the hand popped up, I'm like, is Peter like stupid? Like, is he not seeing like that? Immediately in my mind, like something fishy here. This not adding up. That was like my only like major gripe out of the film. Yeah, they could have went a better explanation or something. I don't know. And I get what Damage Control was doing, you know, trying to manipulate Spider-Man, use him to their advantage. You know what I mean? Did somebody drop out? Oh, Kiki dropped out. Shit. But y'all go. Y'all say something real quick. I gotta answer this call.
One of the scenes that actually like kind of messed with my mom a bit was really the fact that you know, when Peter was, you know, doing the whole confession to MJ and stuff, and you know, your expectations, well, not even that, but it's also the rooftop scene with Jean as well possessing MJ. Those two scenes kind of broke my mom a bit, because her whole thing is that it's kind of sad because this iteration, and then I had said this in the Discord as well, this iteration of Spider-Man literally basically has no one at all. Like, he doesn't have no friends because nobody really knows who he is. He doesn't have like a love interest. His aunt died, his uncle's dead, his surrogate father, which was Tony, he's dead. Like it's rough for the boy. Yeah, and it's like bro, it's rough for this man. And like, you know, when he did the whole confession and then I saw him like die inside, I was like, bro, that's sad. I low-key felt like my heart was shattering because of how well that scene was done. But it's like when you put everything in perspective, it's like, damn, this man really has like nobody at all. Like he can't, like, that's the reason I get the point where he was like, there's really no point in me taking off because like there's nobody waiting for me. And I just thought like, yeah, this right here, that's what that Spider-Man is. But I also think that out of all the comments I read on Spider-Man, the movies I've seen, that Tom Holland definitely has the most depressing Spider-Man, because I don't see how any other Spider-Man iteration could have the same issues that Tom Holland has. Because even the comments, like Peter always had like a back end of somebody, whether it was like Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the Avengers, you know, Aunt May, MJ, even like friends, you know, that's not associated with you know, like the normal superhero stuff. But with this iteration of Spider-Man, he legit has no one. And I think that just like that, in my opinion, was like, damn, that's like really fucked up.
Hold on, I gotta say, and I know who you are, Raylan, you dumb fuck, you fuck nigga. Like, come on, bro. I wasn't asking a question, dummy.
Huh?
I was not asking a question. What I was saying was Peter just being all nonchalant, like, yeah, I work with you, knowing the history they have is fucking stupid.
He did that before in No Way Home. Remember, he's like, I'm gonna help you guys.
I think, you know, that's what I'm saying. I feel like, well, my fault. I feel like just due to the events of No Way Home, not only should Peter be more hesitant, which he already is. He's already hesitant to even talk to people. He should be far less trustworthy of people and not just going along with shit.
Because like he didn't investigate them too, and like,
because not only did that happen in No Way Home, it happened in Far From Good too. So it's like,
Yeah,
You had
they
two
got a
incidents back to back.
Yeah, I mean, but Peter also understand like the U.S. at this point. He should. I'm not sure how much Tony gave him up to speed, but he should know that the government entities can be under the control of other people. Like I'm pretty sure like he knows about Hydra and all the other shit. And then remember the U.S. government was going after like the heroes anyway. At one point, the whole like last few phases have been the U.S. government rounding these heroes up and stuff. And he knows Helena, so I'm like, how does Helena not let him know? Like, yo, be careful of damage control because the government's out like to get us because they were in Thunderbolts. They were at odds with the government, the federal government. Shit, like, they tried to murder him. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure at this point MCU. And then remember the whole thing in New York with the what Fitz just did with all the vigilantes and stuff. That should have been a big thing for him. So I'm like, to me, I'm like the Daredevil show, and this didn't really sync up well because the city should have had.
I didn't even think about all that.
Yeah, because it's like that just happened. So I'm like, how the fuck is the city like Spider-Man's able to do what he's doing, and the city's against all these people doing the vigilante shit? So that's my disconnect, and that's why I didn't want to say in my initial review.
I feel like maybe because Spider-Man was with the event, because like that didn't erase that part, right? He just what did he? What was the spell exactly? Was it erased?
So the spell was basically
Peter.
Like forget Peter Parker like as a person. So
I don't think that negates him being an Avenger or
everything that happened still happened. It's just they don't know who Spider-Man is.
Yeah, but New York itself, they knew Daredevil wasn't and kept they arrested him. So my thing is,
I agree. It's a plot hole in a sense, right? But I think just because he's an Avenger, I think he got probably more like.
I mean, okay, but the thing is, then why is he answering to the fucking police? That's what I'm trying to say. Because the lady made it seem like she's allowing him to do this on her, the police officer lady, if her name.
The Wolf.
The Wolf.
Yeah, she is like the one allowing him to do it, and it's like under her supervision, it's okay. But I'm like, how is that okay? When New York,
it's kind of like Yuri and
he was going to do it regardless, though.
Like,
yeah, but I don't think. But to me, the police just being okay with it, and no one's like, why the fuck is Spider-Man here? We just
that's the thing. So,
even though I know,
Larry, you're right on that too.
They still have the law, but they didn't repeal the law.
But
because Larry said this isn't the mayor anymore.
But they still arrested Daredevil, even though he wasn't the mayor anymore.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
But the Wolf is like the only person like in that department. Like so out of Spider-Man's comic history, it's only been like really 3 cops that you can count on his hand. Like the Wolf, Captain Stacy, and Yuri. Like that's it. Like they're the only ones that really like they kind of let him operate what he got to do. This, that, and the third. And like so, yeah. That's kind of what she meant when she was like, "You keep acting like this. I can't protect you no more."
Yeah,
because y'all already on some crazy coincidences.
The MCU gotta fix this shit with their shows, where the shows need to have more like to me. I'm like, this is supposed to be shared universe. You have to kind of take it into account. The Daredevil show just came out like a few months ago. That's my issue. Is like, are they talking to each other in the writing room? Like, yo, this just happened in New York, because they'll reference, the Battle of New York, great. But they won't reference the shows, and it kind of diminishes the shows to me. And that's why I was so pissed, because even with the WandaVision, with the She-Hulk, where the fuck is Hulk's son?
Yeah, I was wondering that. I'm like, so
what the fuck? Like, what is going on? And why is Banner like not in control anymore?
I feel like She-Hulk did so much like damage in just like that time that they kind of retcon and like not even retcon, like they act like that doesn't exist. They act like Moon Knight doesn't exist, and then you saw what happened with Wonder Man. Like I feel like they kind of acting like these shows don't exist. Even Daredevil to a certain point. Like it's weird.
Well, Bruce had the inhibitor in She-Hulk, so
yeah. But at the end of She-Hulk, he was just full on Hulk at that point.
Well, yeah, he was still. Well, that's the thing. Like, remember in Brand New Day, like when she gets control of him, he doesn't start off as Savage Hulk. Like he still he starts off as Professor Hulk. They have a little scuffle, and then when he transforms back, that's when he realizes, I lost my
Avengers. He
inhibitor.
was an inhibitor. He was straight. Remember in Avengers, like he didn't have anything on. He was like, he's like, I did the thing in the lab with the gamma radiation. I don't need to do it anymore. Remember that was his whole thing in Endgame when he came back. He's like, I was able to like finally make a amends with the Hulk, and now it's like the brains and the brawn together. And then they just kind of like dropped that whole thing. I'm like,
I don't think they forgot it.
No, they didn't. I don't think they dropped it. You can actually make the excuse that the whole reason why he has the inhibitor in the movie is really because like I don't think like nobody would allow like Hulk to actually teach kids.
That nigga was even
so it's like,
and on top of that, like Professor Hulk, that form that we see of Bruce, it's really like, truth be told, it's really just the alternate. It's another alternate personality. Like it ain't really just Bruce. Like, well, you know, Hulk is Bruce, but you know that's sort of thing. So like,
I'm just kind of getting tired of the Bruce Hulk thing. I understand it's a recurring thing, but I'm like, all right, dog, this is a ninth time Hulk is like struggling.
So it just that's just the problem that like they've always kind of had with the Hulk, like at least in comics. Like depending on who writes it, they'll have it to where okay, like no, they're two different people, or Hulk is just the alternate personality of Bruce. But that's how it originally started. Like Hulk was just simply an alternate personality of Bruce. Like many writers over the years have kind of like did it to where oh no, they're actually two people sharing one body, but no, and all truth be told, it's really just. It's really Hulk is really just something that Bruce created as a response to childhood trauma. So it's still him, just what which he wants to do. That's why Savage Hulk is a baby. You could call it that. Joe Fixit is kind of like this tough guy, you know.
But let me ask y'all: do y'all think or agree like the theory that Jean Grey kind of unlocked some memories when she had kind of froze everybody on the island?
I've been seeing that. I mean,
it's possible.
Because the reason I think that is because when Bruce was realizing like, hey yo, what the hell just happened? And he said, I think she broke something. And that's when he started like right before he started hulking out. I thought, maybe she did kind of like unlock like that suppressed memory. Because Strange just did a spell to like kind of erase the memory, but it could be argued that it all it was suppressed. Because I'm pretty sure.
I mean, he undo that. Realistically, I think all he really did was just like like I said, everything that they did, it still happened. They just don't know the face.
I forgot that there was an anime. I forgot what it was. It was something I watched a long time ago. But it was something similar where the character got erased from existence or something. But, you know, the character still had like that lingering like blank in their heads. Like they know that somebody else was still there, but they couldn't like picture like the face or like who else was there.
I know anime you talk about too. Fuck.
Yeah, and that's like when they had when they elaborated it more into the movie, I was like, okay, now I get what it is. It's just that, you know, they do. I think that their bodies still do know that Peter was there, but it's just that to them it was just like a blank void. It's almost like, you know, Peter was there, but like the spell rewritten it to where it's like MJ was just talking to Ned on the roof. Or, you know, they do know that somebody was there, and it's just that they just can't fill in the blank. So then over time, they just all of a sudden just forgot about it.
Yeah.
It's
it just depends because they've never really been, to be honest with you, they never really have been specific on exactly what that spell did. So it's really up to interpretation. But yeah, I think it could be argued that she probably unlocked some memory.
Yeah, did y'all think she was in a white hot room in her brain?
The white hot room? Yeah, I thought so.
That's what I was thinking when everything went white. I'm like, oh shit, are they really gonna like tease the Phoenix thing happening? Because it looks like they kind of, I mean, they know they didn't directly do it, but I was like, oh, that's a white hot room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it definitely gave me the impressions that it was that.
What else?
Because they already teased basically that Jean was gonna be the Phoenix. I know some people are like, you know, they shouldn't do that, but I do like this implication that you can already tell like she could go down that dark path if she so want to.
The problem isn't so much that I feel like you can show her, because X-Men Evolution kind of did that thing where it's like they had Jean-centered episodes and her powers were getting out of control, and you could tell like no, it's leading up to the Phoenix, but that's not the overall arching like goal, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, like Jean and the Phoenix are always going to be like that. So eventually, yes, they are gonna have to do it, but keep them teenagers to young adults, for a movie or two, and then let them interact with the Avengers, and then if you want to do a little Dark Phoenix storyline,
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Just do it right, that's all.
Oh, I didn't even say it in the non spoiler. I should have said it. Fuck. I'm mad. This actually why I need to start like really aligning with like Larry and the rest of y'all. When it's just watch this one trailer or no trailers at all, because they spoiled the fuck out of that final fight.
Yeah, they
I
did.
really wish they would have never showed that. And it was still good. I still like it, but it's like, damn.
How do y'all think they're gonna reverse the mind thing? The spell. Does Doctor Strange have to do it again, or like what's got to happen? Or do you think Doctor Doom is gonna end up fixing everything when for Battle World? Like, because that gotta get resolved somehow, right? He's got to. Because it's like the Mephisto thing in the comics, where like he gave something up and then ended up reversing it. So is that like, I don't know.
That's why I wondered if Jean unlocking that, because at the end of the movie you see her with the Black Dahlia, so I'm like, I don't know. And then him with the muscle memory with the handshake with Ed, and he's a wizard too, so it's like.
But also it's because of MJ was holding on, I think, like a bracelet or something.
Yeah, that's the Black Dahlia.
Like, yeah.
So who should have been in this movie? As a background villain, Mephisto. He should have been in this fucking movie, kind of like Peter's life. That's basically with how him and MJ got married, right? In the comics.
Yeah,
man, and niggas hate that shit.
And it was that's how they got married, and it was a fucking mess.
That's the reason why Spider-Man comics now aren't the way they aren't that good because of that shit.
Is that the inflection point where everything went to shit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. That was the inflection point where all the Spider-Man comics started going shit, because Marvel editorial, their whole thought process was that Peter shouldn't be married. He should always be miserable and stuff. But basically, the character shouldn't grow up as the fans do. So that's why he hasn't been able to change.
So someone said in the comic, the spell works pretty clear. The spell took away Bruce Banner's mind. Hulk's mind is separate, consciousness and rage. Makes sense why he would not affect them.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's magic. It should account for that.
Well, no, because in
the comics, Hulk.
In the comics, there is a panel of Peter and Hulk talking, and he's like, "Oh no, Bruce forgot, but I did."
Yeah. So Hulk just wanted to whoop his ass, pretty much. He's like, "Oh, I know who you are, but I'm just gonna beat you up. I'm just gonna beat you up anyway." Yo, Peter almost fucking died, dude. Like Hulk, like dead ass dead to right. They
did that comic shot. They did that pretty good. That was fire.
That nigga crushed the Shocker's fucking gauntlets and shit. I was like, oh shit,
yeah, like that was fire. And that's why I really like. They didn't nerf Hulk. They he was mollywopping.
Yeah, Redback. Well, did Redback watch the movie?
Yeah, he should have, but I know that nigga was complaining. Oh man, Spider-Man better not do this, Spider-Man do this. I'm like, bro, just hold on, watch the fucking movie, bro. Like, calm down, man.
Was there. I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga gonna do? And Peter was like, oh, you're gonna take him with the bullets? I'm glad someone like he pointed out shit in that movie. I'm like, dog, because Spider-Man even knew he was out of his depth. Dog, we can't fight this dude. We cannot fight this nigga. Like, let's retreat.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that was like actually said, and he didn't actually try to really seriously try to fight him, because that would be fucking crazy. What was that?
Hold on, bro, because I see BT. Hold on, bro. I gotta send him the link. He's pulling up, bro. Oh boy.
Oh damn.
Yeah, this pod just got extended.
Is he going at? Oh, he about to go on Mount Figueroa. Okay.
Oh
I'm
man,
gonna
I
ask
try to
him,
keep this
well, he
pod at
doing-
2 hours, but I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna give y'all 10 minutes. 10 minutes tops.
All right, well, y'all do that. I'm about to go ahead and start making my banana pudding.
Yeah, you
Wait,
might as well.
Strange don't remember him either, right?
No.
No.
Okay.
Wait, 10 minutes to do what?
When BT get in here, bro, it's gonna be a yapathon.
Did BT like the movie? I didn't know who he gave it, but
Yeah, he liked the movie. I think he liked it more than me.
really, damn, I'm surprised.
BT said,
like I
it
said,
made
my
his
little issues, they're nitpicks, and that don't get me wrong. Old buddy from what's the show called, bro? Severance. He was wasted. That's the one character I'm like, that was wasted because he didn't do a damn thing in my opinion.
Black
Like,
dude.
yeah, that was very generic, like to a T. Whereas, like, I get it, the main antagonist is really Jean, but she's not the villain in this movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, oh, I felt underwhelmed when I walked out the theater the first time. I was like, damn, it's missing that. Like, they were missing that iconic Green Goblin, iconic Doc Ock kind of villain, but they lean towards we got Jean Grey. And don't get me wrong, she's broke. If she wanted to, bro.
Oh, that's funny. Look at this nigga's name.
Oh, this dude BT. BT, you're muted by the way.
Look at his name. Mafia, look at his name.
You Judas ass hating ass.
I was like, wait, why is Mafia here twice? I'm like, oh, that's not him.
BT, man, you got gripes with Mafia, man. Y'all duke it up, man. I'm giving y'all like 10 minutes. Y'all go ahead, man.
I just want to. I understood what Mafia would like to see, right? Like you said, I understood the story perspective, but this is what I would like to see. Now, have y'all been talking spoilers or whatever? Like, what can I say?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're in
Okay.
spoiler talk right now.
Yeah, I didn't want to say nothing. I couldn't. My only gripe with Mafia's like complaint is because we're on the same page as far as like around the score of the movie, so it's not how he feels about the movie. But the one change he wanted to make around the inhibitor and all that, yeah, that change that alters a lot of other things in the movie. So if you're gonna present that change, then you also have to change other things to make it make sense narratively.
That's the thing.
Which is what I was saying. I want to understand how you would have made that make sense for the movie because it changes the dynamic with Jean. It makes Bruce a useless character completely. It changes the audience perception of damage control, thus alters the third act reveal, and it changes a lot of different things. So, what would you have done to make that make sense narratively for the plot?
Well, here's the thing. First off, we spoke on that, and we got to go first with your reading comprehension skills.
Oh shit!
I said why I would have liked that story-wise. I understand why we need the inhibitors. Like I told the rest of these guys, we need a way to handle Jean Grey. So of course, you can't do it my way. But if you actually read my comment I made to you,
I read your comment. What I'm saying is, if you want to make that change, if that's what you have like to see, what else would you have changed to make it make sense?
like I told them, we couldn't have because we still needed the inhibitor. Like I told you, story-wise, I get it.
You would have just in order for that way to work, you basically wouldn't even have to have had. You wouldn't have basically you basically wouldn't even have to have had like Jean in the movie, like damage control, none of that stuff in the movie.
Right.
No, I think you can still have them.
I'm getting tired of them niggas. They need to get them niggas been around for 4 movies now. Get them out.
I was just watching No Way Home, and at the beginning, Damage Control was in the movie, and I was like, damn, I forgot Damage Control was in that shit. They was in Homecoming too, weren't they?
Yeah. That was the whole thing. The whole became vulture.
Now, BT, going to it, you can, like I think Tarek said it earlier, you can still have the inhibitor, but we would have liked to see more of his freakouts and some of the consequences of it.
Oh, I would have liked to see that. I would have liked to see that too. More of the freakouts. That's what I'm like.
But hey, BT, guess what, BT? That was in my comment I wrote to you.
What are you so mad about?
You misconstrued my
The movie didn't have time to do all that, if I'm being honest.
I just wanted to understand what else you would have changed. I'm not trying to shit on you. I want to know what else you would have changed.
Bro, that was just
Because
it. That
there
was
is
just
a movie in which you could do that and still maintain the same elements, but you got to change a lot. So I just want to know what you would have changed.
I really don't think you had to change, but like I said, I would have just liked to see more of the freakouts. And maybe, like I said, when you read it verbatim, you could have had damage control coming after him. Because the Spidey's losing his shit, like a perfect scene where you could have set that up is when he's in the city, Jean Grey's possessing people. You remember he webbed the dude up. At that moment, I'm thinking, okay, people about to say Spidey losing his shit because now he's randomly webbing people. So I'm like, okay, are they about to set up? They about to make Spidey the villain again? How's this gonna go?
Well, Saint knows this. Somebody had theorized that they utilized that scanner in the building to design the weapons that they used on them later in the movie. So at some point they were planning on teeing up. Eventually they're gonna turn on these heroes and shit like that, or have some type of contingencies in place. Also, apparently there's a deleted scene where he has a dream where he goes full blown man spider, but they said it was too much for a family film, so they took
It
it out.
wasn't deleted scene. They cut that out complete. When they
Yeah,
were brainstorming, Tom Holland actually said, "Yeah, we still want kids to be able to watch this. Like that would be too terrifying." Which I agreed on that end. Like they didn't need to put it in there. It would have been cool though, as a fan of the animated series.
yeah, I'm not saying nothing with Mafia. I wasn't trying to shit on Mafia, or say no, that's stupid, because I can see how I would have liked to see more freakouts, but I understood like how I was trying to get into, as somebody who's currently writing the novel Mafia. I would have liked to hear you flesh out your thought.
I told you I'm writing that down for you. I'm literally typing it up now.
Yeah,
I
right,
mean,
write all that down to show it.
I get what y'all are saying. Like, I get what you're saying, but I just like the movie just probably simply just didn't have enough time to do all that.
And that's the thing, Kiki. This wasn't a critique against the movie. This was just a throwaway. I was telling the BT, I was like,
Yeah, no, I get it.
because you know when Saint read his message, like, did this Negro BT read what I said? Like, matter of fact, Saint, reread that shit for us.
Yeah, I read what you said.
No, reread what you said, BT. I'm gonna have Saint reread what you said. Cause I'm like, wait a minute, did this Negro read what I said?
Yeah, I said your critique would have made the story not make sense. Which is why I said you got to flesh it out and give out what else you would have done to make that fit narratively, because it wouldn't have made sense if that was just a quick swap. If they just added the element, it wouldn't have made sense with everything else. Which is why I said I wanted to know what else you would have changed to make that fit narratively and make it fit for the plot.
But still, I think it does make sense in a slight way without changing too much. Like we said, going back to it, when he was webbing people up, people's looking, it's like, okay, Spidey's losing his shit. So, okay, you got damage control. All right, well, Spider-Man's losing his shit. Let's go ahead. Let's set some measures up to go after him. Spider-Man's a villain again. And then, Jean, you could still get that Hulk shit because now that Spider-Man's being preoccupied with damage control, she can still go do her thing with Hulk, which can still lead into that shit where Spider-Man still try to clear saying, hey, look, I'm freaking out. I'm not the bad guy, though. You see, I'm trying to help you guys. I'm trying to calm down the Hulk. Oh, Buddy's like, well, you know what? I see that you are, but you know what? Let's get two birds with one stone.
But then at that point, as a viewer of the movie, if Hulk was brought in just for that, it would feel like, oh, you just threw Hulk in the movie for the sake of throwing Hulk. Bruce actually served a purpose narratively and from a character standpoint that within the movie. Like when you look at Peter and his loneliness and shit like that, it almost, in the shit that he's going through, you get different reflections of Peter. Like you get Punisher, the dude who's living in fucking solitude by himself, a reflection of how Peter's doing that shit. Bruce Banner, the motherfucker who's fighting and containing the monster the same way this nigga Peter Parker's fighting and containing the monster and shit. Currently, fucking Yelena and all the shit she was going through in Thunderbolts and her loneliness and feeling the need for family and feeling the need of camaraderie and community. That shit that he's looking for now. So a lot of the people that were in the movie that I know Larry was complaining about, it's too many characters. After seeing the movie, you understand why they fit from a narrative standpoint and just from a thematic standpoint and how they're all kind of reflections of Peter. So if you do that, then I think like
You can
you
still
take
get
away the
all
whole
that.
inhibitors, you take away them conversations with
Well,
Peter
I
and
never
Bruce and
said
all
take
that
away
type of
the
shit.
inhibitor. I never said take that away.
All right. So I see.
So that's my thing, BT. You got to read comprehension skills. I never said take the inhibitor away.
Brother, it still don't make no. It still don't. It still ruins a lot of shit with the movie. So type your shit out. I want to read out exactly what you would have changed to see how it would have altered it.
Wait, so I have the what Buck said. He was like, if you're on delay right now, tell Mafia
Yeah,
his
because I didn't think I
issue.
was gonna be able to join. I didn't think y'all would still be on this long.
Right. Mafia, his issue with the damage control, not hunting down Spider-Man doesn't make sense. Damage control was using and manipulating him. Why would they have tried to hunt him down? Makes no sense. I
And
saw
if you
that
read my
one.
message, BT, none of what you just said makes any sense.
It still don't make sense, and it's still stupid. It's still
Your shit
stupid,
doesn't make
Mafia
sense.
Quad.
Your shit
It's
is
still
stupid.
stupid.
Negro, your shit is stupid. You clearly
Also,
didn't read your shit.
are you saying it's stupid because
Nah.
damage control is gonna hunt him down?
No, I'm just trolling Mafia Quad at this point because I didn't realize he was this upset about my comment. So
No,
I was just
you misconstrued Cinema Christ. You don't do that.
It's Benham Bryce blood.
Hey, BT, when I see you, make sure your chain tucked in.
Nah, but real quick on the movie though, I seem to be in the opposite with a lot of people. A lot of people thought it fell off in the second half of the movie. I thought it the opposite. The first 45 minutes to an hour of the movie, I was like, this is cool, but I don't understand why people are going crazy for it. I love the second half of the movie. It slowed down and they focused more on the characters and more about the themes the movie was presenting, and I really enjoyed that. Where the first hour of the movie just kind of felt like an extended montage of random Spider-Man doing Spider-Man shit. I enjoyed the second half of the movie more than the first half. The second half of the movie boosted up the score. About an hour in, I'm like, this is cool, but I don't get the hype. By the end of it, I was like, okay, I understand.
Oh, somebody said to read Mafia's comment.
I just posted in the comment section. Hold on.
Where did you posted in
Hold on. I'm about to post in the comment section for him. I seen it.
in comment or in Discord?
Comment. YouTube comment.
Okay.
Oh shit, they won't let me post it. It's too big. I got it. I'm gonna post it. Hold on.
Somebody said that VMAX reveal is dark. Boy, that shit was dark. I was not. I know we was all thinking it was some type of secret program or something. I thought it was going to be tied into mutants or some shit. Hearing that VMAX over and over again.
Yeah, I thought it was like some mutant, like kind of trash program.
Yeah, then when you see it, you're like, oh man, that's fucked up.
And then Gene using MJ. And that reveal was crazy.
That
I don't care. I don't want to say if you say,
know what's funny?
What
Was y'all sitting there thinking when that was happening, like, yo, what the fuck? This doesn't make it. This is like out of left field. Like they no build up. They just. I was like, ew, I don't like the way they're doing this like this. Like, why would they do it this way? Like and then once he made the switch, I'm like, now I see why that shit was like out of left field.
I was like, that's fire. That's fire. Okay. Mafia, go ahead and read your comment, player. Go ahead.
Oh, hold on. That's not all of it. Hold on.
Well, just
keep going.
Okay. Well, the first part says, I like the personal character arc of this movie, Spider-Man. They didn't go the expected route of him already trying to connect with his friends like they set up the last movie and embrace how Peter. Oh, you haven't posted the other part yet.
Yeah, that's why I said just go on with the other stuff on. I'll let you finish.
Larry definitely said we're going to have to talk on Movie Guys. Jean might be irredeemable. Well, the thing was,
I don't think she's irredeemable. Fucking Bucky was redeemed, and Bucky was wild.
Yeah, Bucky was wild, but then again, he was brainwashed, and Jean, like, yeah, she did some heinous.
Nah, she threw dude into traffic.
He didn't die. Well, he might have. He might have.
He got fucked up at the very least.
That was crazy.
I don't think she's irredeemable.
What I would say is, like Jada already said, Peter, his Spider-Man is the character that wants to be able to rehabilitate everybody if he can. Now there's gonna be a certain point where it's like, yeah, there's nothing I can do. I can't fix you. Like you just, I'm gonna have to knock you out, or you gotta get locked up something. But for the most part, he's gonna try at the end of the day, and that's what he did with Jean to because he saw like there was a parallel of when he lost Aunt May, he was about to go on like a villain kind of arc, and if it wasn't for all the other Peters and his friends, it would have went left. And he saw that parallel with Jean, where with her losing her sister, she don't care anymore. Like at that point, everybody got to die. But
Yeah, the nigga killed her sister, yo. Like, come on,
yeah,
man. Like, I understand why she was doing what she was doing, man.
mm-hmm. Oh,
Especially
that's
with her
true.
having to beef with Peter because Peter don't know what's going on. But at the
It's
same
gone.
time, it's kind of like, nigga, you with the ops, nigga. You get it too, nigga. I'll smoke your bitch too, nigga. I'll throw that bitch off a building. What the fuck you talking about? Like,
Thank the
nigga,
rest
you got
of
my
the thing.
sister.
Yeah, let me read this, and then we'll start wrapping it up. Um, okay, yeah. He said always. This was Mafia's rest of his statement. Always has to sacrifice in terms of a fun and humor factor. I can understand why. While this one won't be anyone's favorites, I get the story reason of the inhibitor, though. I think his freakouts should have been
And then
more
the last part.
relevant to the point to damage control would have hunted Spidey. Like you guys said, the second half dragged on, and the climax at the end wasn't satisfying to me. Yeah, I felt a little this like fight wise against a villain. I felt underwhelmed on that end, but I understood like she's not the villain; she's an antagonist.
It was Thunderbolts ending. They gave you
Yeah,
the Thunderbolts ending again.
No,
and
that was power of friendship. This wasn't power of friendship.
it wasn't power. I hate that y'all say that. That wasn't what that was. What the message was with Thunderbolts.
It
Now
wasn't, but that's how they broke
both
him
of them
out of.
are,
That's how
are
they got him out
similar.
of his shit.
Yeah, like he was in a dark, really dark space, bro. Like mentally, and that's the whole movie is about like mental health and like how you should take it serious and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I
I,
understand your points completely. It definitely would have been cool to do a
But you see how this
down
nigga
Spider-Man.
misconstrued my shit.
I
But
didn't
I think
misconstrue nothing. If damage control hunts Spidey, it changes a lot of different aspects about the movie that you have to go back and you got to rework.
You trying to say this from what you said? You said this was some kind of complaint or negative. I had this one a complaint. There's just something I threw in there.
Well, I misused the word complaint, but I still want to see how you would have altered the story. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you post on
right.
that.
And I think that would have dragged the story on a little bit too long, and I don't think that would have helped the film. It would have probably hurt the film a little bit more. But I understand your points on that end. It would have been cool. And I think they're trying to set up more of X-Men stuff with the inhibitor because you see it in X-Men 97, how they have it in there. And that's really ultimately what they're trying to do.
I'll
I've been
tag you in
watching
the
that.
tank. I think I can weave it all together, but I'm gonna tag you in it too when I respond to BET.
Right.
My
Yeah.
second coming of Judas.
But oh man, the sequel. Does anybody have any last words? Because we've been over 2 hours. Want to go ahead and start wrapping this up? I
Oh,
know J Dot is making
last word for
some.
me. I'm sorry for jumping in late and taking over, but one
Oh,
last
go ahead.
word. I thought the emotional payoff at the end with Jean was excellent. That conversation with Aunt May tied back to the conversation with her sister, where she's talking about her mother and how her mother wasn't really a mother, and they didn't have that love and that support and someone to lift them up and bring them close. Instead, she pushed them away and basically abandoned them. To have that come full circle with that conversation in Peter's mind with Aunt May, it's like, okay, this is what she always wanted. So I love how they teed that up early in the movie to pay that off in that final conversation. I thought that was beautifully done. I really enjoyed the climax of the movie. That's all I got.
Fire. And it's funny. Apparently the actress for uh Sarah, she's younger than Sadie Sink.
Yeah, she looks older.
So it's crazy how that worked out. Shout out to everybody with the costume design and the cast and decision on that. But yeah, I think it's a good film. I didn't even say it in the review. Definitely worth the full price ticket. And I do hope they do hit 1 billion tomorrow, or today, I should say rather. I really do hope it does hit that billion because they said that the number's not done yet. They're at 927 right now, million. But yeah, that's all
Go
I
see it one
got.
more time. Go see it one more time before the weekend through. Go ahead. You know you want to.
I do. It's just been sold out. Like all the season been sold out. Keep in mind the tickets that I got for the fan event on Thursday and for Saturday, those are pre-orders. I got that once the tickets went up. So people are like watching this and it's packed out. It's kind of like the Odyssey. Like if you get your ticket, you go watch it because I fucked up and missed my second showing. Put the wrong fucking day. Is what it is though, man. Yeah. You can definitely catch BT Mafia, me as well. Well, I won't be on the next movie, guys. Y'all hold it down. Not mistaken. Hold on. Am I getting the dates wrong? No, I'm wrong. I'll be on the next movie, guys.
Yeah, it's this Friday.
Yeah, it's this Friday, so I'll be on. But yeah, check us out on there. J Dot does not know streams yet, but eventually will. Tyrek, are you finding any planes or what's going on with the channel, man? What's any anything to promote?
Tarek's working on his own novel.
Fire. Check that out. And yeah, man, that's all I got. And we'll catch all of y'all in the next one. Just hit that like button. Of course, that helps us grow. And send some goddamn donations next time. But we out, man.